timer. Uh, yes. Hello, audience. We are a very small party today. Just
Say that.
yeah, just me, Neil, and our GM Chris. So we can do a one shot.
Which might actually be a one shot.
Maybe, depending on like how well we do. If we don't just die straight away.
Yeah.
I mean, we've not got any of our equipment with us, so we'll see what happens.
It should be noted, you've been stripped of your equipment and it's probably scattered around the camp somewhere, but
Right.
that is part of the escape. So, since we did go with the like minimalist Indiana Jones one, which I believe had no magic items.
Yeah.
Everybody got no magic items?
No magic items.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Cool.
I had to take them away. I had them all, and then you put that up. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I
Changes
assume
things.
most of you just have basic adventuring equipment, or if you have whatever your starting equipment is.
Yeah, just the starting
Yeah.
gear that I've got.
Great. Could you both put all your starting equipment in the chat? Just throw it into roll 20.
Yeah.
I mostly need to care about your armor, your weapon, and everything else. I'm just gonna throw into your pack because I'm only gonna have 3 separate things. I don't care about the rest,
It's fine. 2 seconds.
just so I can scatter it across the map. Do.
Makes me think there. Right.
And I just need one more person on the map. Where do I have one? I can't remember finding the exact one. I'm just gonna use an improvised one. Let's also get all this up and running.
So did you say that you want all the stuff that's in the backpack as well?
No, I'm just gonna have the pack be one item that you can find.
Fair. Okay.
So just and I guess whatever pack it is you actually just chose named it that.
Oh crap! What was it?
It might,
the Dungeoneers.
yeah. If it's different, it might matter because if you decide not to like risk looking for the other one, this might actually matter how much dungeoneering equipment you have,
Yeah, I'm just looking to see what's actually called on my equipment.
depending on which pack you retrieve. There's like a captain.
No, I think I've just got the basic backpack stuff. Bedroll, mess kit, tinderbox, torches, rations, and water skin, and rope. It doesn't give me the option for like dungeoneering or explorer pack.
That's fair. Then I'll just name it that on the thing. To be fair, you should be able to recognize your own backpack.
I mean, I'm playing a Kender. Do you know much about the Kender lore?
Only what I quickly googled. There's something relating to halfling from Dragonlance.
Yeah, and they're really annoying, and they steal near enough everything.
What have you both got character sheets?
Yeah,
Yes.
did pick one. I've not put any character art on it.
No, that's fine. I was just gonna go pick a little mini for you guys now.
Oh shit! No, I didn't do that. Sorry.
That's fine. Just name it so I can assign a character to it.
There's-
I assume you're both using D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neil, what is your character race and what would you like them to look like? Well, actually, what do you like them to look like? I can't guarantee you'll be able to find an actual race.
Sort of how Elrond looks. And a long, slicked back, black hair.
You were an elf, right? You probably on like
Yeah.
what are you, an elf
Well,
like melee? Are you melee fighter?
Ladrin.
Well, yeah.
Uh,
I'm gonna find a ladder on
War
level 20.
cleric, so yeah,
War cleric.
would be
Okay,
melee.
so let's see. One of these should be cleric.
Might have just had a little bit of feedback there on the stream. Opened up the World of Alterra page and forgot to mute the actual tab. Oh, our timer's gone as well. I'm just put on another one.
Well, to be fair, we're effectively into the game. You know what? Here, you guys can. Ooh, do I want to do Fog of War? I kind of do actually. 'Cause you haven't had a chance to look at the whole town. You were knocked out elsewhere, and you're only just coming to now in the town.
Mm-hmm.
So one second, let me throw a bit of Fog of War on here. Where's Fog of War? There we go. Throw that on. Alright, we're gonna start. Like, I might as well throw it onto the opening map, because we're effectively starting now and just finishing up some stuff.
Cool.
I threw you guys over here. Where do I reveal areas? So let's see. You can kind of see this starting area here.
Camp with
we'll
about
say
6
you-
tents.
We'll see about there. My lovely, hastily thrown together camp map that's definitely in a jungle setting. Nope, I don't know what you mean. I didn't just take a Wizards of the Coast map from, I think it's like Ice Peaks or something, and throw a bunch of purple trees on. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, they're trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all the purple stuff is trees. Because unfortunately, this map is just like a massive like clearing, and you're in a dense jungle.
Fair
Should have
enough.
looked for like a Chult map. In fact, I don't think there is a like camp map in Chult for that one.
Not sure.
What was I looking for? Alright, we're gonna go with this little dwarf paladin-y guy here then for Neil. Oops, come back now because I'm not on the click. And what was your character name, Neil?
Father Ulysses.
I'm just gonna give all permission, so there you go. So you're down here in this little cage. And man, what's your character roughly look like for mini sake?
Basically, a little ginger halfling. It looks like.
Are they wearing armor or anything? Well, will they be wearing armor?
Leather armor.
If you find it. Okay, so we can like a roguish type.
Yeah, that'll do.
Technically an elf, but it's got like reddish hair, so I'm counting this as a halfling. Alright, and this is how you pronounce that? Piper?
Piper. Yeah.
Piper. Okay. And you start outside. No, get in the cage. Alright, in the cage review. Okay, and I got that, and the only thing I need to do now is just throw a random bunch of items. You know what? I'm just gonna do that during the perception checks. You're high enough, you'll be able to find them. Have I got everything to actually bring up my notes for this session, and more importantly, my tracker, or at least my bullet point list I can update stuff on? Or skeleton game.
So, with arcane focuses, with the Arcanite and Alterra stuff, was it not established that that was more for the arcane type magic rather than like divine or primordial?
Oh, that's the unique part about the Shattered Alt Sphere, is that they have other types of power.
Right. Okay.
The main sphere technically does have them, but because of the kind of heretical nature of them, they are effectively outlawed black magic
Fair.
that, unless you are playing an evil character, you do not have access to.
Okay. I was just probably me getting confused between main sphere and shattered sphere. Because it's been a very long time since I played main sphere stuff.
It's one of those things of also it just doesn't really come up in the main sphere, because the idea is you always have access to your Arcanite unless it gets taken away, but I rarely enforce those mechanics because we play more of a power fantasy, whereas this is a more gritty game. So you actually need to care about being disarmed.
Okay.
But to be fair, this is only for casting spells. Any abilities are kind of inherent to your character.
So
It is only when you are...
Yeah.
Yeah, so wild shapes. If any of you happen to look like a druid, they're gonna fucking like bind and gag you and all kinds of shit. How do you stop a druid wild shaping? I guess like magic cuffs. They just have to keep some magic cuffs on you, or at least like they try to keep you asleep.
I mean,
None of you are druids, right?
Piper is a
None
druid,
of us
but
are
she
spellcasters
yeah.
either.
Piper is a druid, but she doesn't look like a druid.
Not anymore, she doesn't.
1 sec. You know what? They've yet to learn. You got caught straight away. They never learned you were a druid for convenience sake. Shall she bring up the stat block? Sec, in case we run into you straight away. Yeah, that one there. Okay. Because you do have telepathy. Yeah, but you can't like open mind. Okay, cool. Make sure. Wait, did they have mind reading? Ooh, they do have detect thoughts. Interesting. You know, I'll make that decision at the beginning of the game. We'll make you do some checks to see if you can bluff your way out of, not thinking, hey, I'm a druid. This sucker's got me in prison, I'm a druid. Keep your thoughts to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I've got all the NPCs. Was there anything else I need to do? No. Okay, I think we're good to go. You guys have the minis, which I'll just... Well, I'm not even going to copy and paste it because it's the only map we're going to have today.
Fair enough.
Alrighty, are we good to go?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Alright, then, welcome everyone back to Alterra. We've had a 2-week break, and we're coming back with a lovely one-shot temple. God damn, I just realized I've misspelled the actual design. Apparently it's template now. It's template of the pink serpent. I'll update that in post. It's supposed to be the temple of the pink serpent. We're going to do a little bit of dungeon delving today. I'm going to read out the little synopsis I put in earlier, and then we can get to the introducing of characters. We only have 2 with us today. But before that, the Pink Serpent Gem. Legend tells of an ancient and powerful artifact hidden within the ruins of the once great Naga Empire, a construct of pure pink arcanite with eyes of gold and a forehead of platinum in the guise of a serpent. It is with this gem that the once great Naga Empire gave rise to their ultimate warriors, the Spirit Naga. With their ability to rejuvenate and inability to die, the gem is said to bestow any who came to possess it untold protection against all who would do them harm. And it is here, having spent months and maybe even years, we'll learn that with a bit of your backstories, tracking down the location of this gem, that our adventurers find themselves at the very entrance of the lost temple of the Pink Serpent, holy site and birthplace of the Spirit Naga deep within the mystic realms of Lapis. Which is what makes it such a shame that our adventurers find themselves stripped of all their weapons, armor, and magic items if they had any, and locked within the wooden cages of the ambitious Mind Flayer and their human thralls, as the Mind Flayer seeks the very same prize within the temple walls as our adventurers. Can the players escape their wooden confines without detection long enough to steal what weapon and armor they may need, free an ally with what NPC captives as they can, and solve the puzzles blocking their entrance into the Temple of the Pink Serpent before they are caught within a deadly mind blast? There's only one way to find out. Welcome to today's adventure as we delve into the den of vipers, and make no mistake, I will kill these players if they don't play this smart. We're bringing Underdog to a whole new level.
Playing
as
smart with us, never.
That's the beautiful one time. Really prepared to end this session like within the first hour. We're gonna try something new today. Consequences. I know, what a brazen world we're now in.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to leave it up to you two whether or not you actually know each other, if you've been previously adventuring, or if this is, for some reason, the first time you're meeting each other since you have no idea about either character. But your goals should be the same. You have come in search of the pink Serpent gem. I've no idea why. You'll tell me in a second. But you find yourself, without your armor, without your weapons, waking up, your head ablaze with, presumably you've been knocked out or put to sleep if you're not an elf. The elf got knocked out. They tried to put you asleep and then you wouldn't go to sleep, so they just started punching you until you went unconscious.
I'm not tired.
But you find yourself as you wake up in the kind of dim lighting of this. There's a little bit of clearing around you. You can see tents and hear the common tongue not too far away talking casually. But you also hear the background of the kind of sounds of nature in the jungles, the screech of monkeys swinging through trees, the kind of ambience of like crickets and cascade, what other insects, I don't know. It's a Friday. Words fail me. But you get the general ambit. There is a background noise of jungle behind you. You can see the dense treetops of these purple, almost semi-glowing trees that are native to Lapis. This realm isn't particularly populated. There is no major cities or civilizations belonging to Noids. There are small townships and encampments that make their way along the beach. This is a very much untamed land, thick with jungles and dangerous creatures and predators and all kinds of ancient and forgotten riches and temples and monstrosities. So let's introduce our characters, and you can tell us a little bit about what you are, your race, your class, who you are, what brought you to this island, how long have you been searching for the pink serpent gem, and why are you so desperately seeking a gem that is said to offer you protection? Is your life in danger? Do you need it for a loved one? Are you just looking to get it to sell it? What motivates you to take this risk as adventurers? Because you are adventurers, it's the most dangerous job in the world. Something strong has to be motivating you. So, who wants to go first? I'll just do it by order of the row 20. Piper.
Yeah.
As
okay.
you wake, tell us a little about yourself.
So, Piper is a small creature. They are a kender, known for getting in and out of quite awkward places. So their background is actually a smuggler. They were hired to obtain this pink gem, which the way it was described to her, it makes her think of something that is meant to live between her nethers. She is a Circle of the Moon druid, and yeah, not sure what else really needs to be said to describe her, really.
Have you been searching long for this, or did your employer give you directions to this temple, having already done the legwork, but not willing to risk the adventure? And did they just send you here? Are you still relatively fresh to this adventure?
Relatively fresh to the adventure. She was told to head here to get this funny-looking snake gem. Yeah.
Okay.
She was hired to steal it.
Yep. We'll get to how you were captured in a second, based on if you two know each other. But first, as you're kind of waking up, your eyes adjusting and your head putting up with just the ambience of noise around you, you do notice the thralls, the humanoids with their glassy eyes, and you can see daggers and small shields kind of sitting very close to them as they converse around the fire. And as you sweep around, you notice that you're not alone in this wooden cage with, reasonably sized. They seem to have like tacked on a couple extra boards around the slightly larger gaps in it for particularly you. as they weren't expecting someone of your stature to be thrown into these cages. But as you glance to your side, you see Father Ulysses, who is also beginning to wake. Father Ulysses, why don't you tell us a little about yourself as well?
I'm Eladrin. I'm he's a holy soldier. It's a sort of equivalent of the Vatican, Alterra. Uh, it's old head of my church. That this pink gem that could, well, that will grant protection and what was it, eternal life as well. You know, it'd stop you from dying. I was told to go find it and was given the general area, so been
Okay,
searching for nearly a year.
so the
Uh,
chart's not quite as accurate, and it took you a little bit longer to get here.
yeah, it was just a rough area, uh, and I'm sent to retrieve it because it's too dangerous for anybody to have. You know, nobody should have that power.
Okay, so your
Keep it
mission is
like
to retrieve
nice
it,
and
to protect
safe.
it.
Yeah.
Few of more nobler goals than selling it off.
Yes.
Well, as you wake, you realize that. Also, you'll go ahead and put your armors and weapons and all the other stuff you have in the Roll20 chat, so I know what you need to go find around the camp. While you're doing that, you look down, you realize that you're no longer. I'm assuming you're wearing armor. For Father, what class was Father Ulysses?
Oh, he's war cleric.
That's where you are. You realize, I assume, either your medium or heavy armor is no longer on you. You are being stripped down to your under armor cloth. Similar for Piper, you are stripped down to whatever you wear underneath your leather, some sort of padding or undercloth. And you both find yourselves in the same cage as you look about. It's probably let's say it's kind of late evening. You know, you've been knocked out for most of the day now before you finally come to. Um, there is still a little bit of light, but you recognize that light is fading as you kind of glance around and see the telltale signs of the weakening glow from above, struggling to filter its way through the treetops. Now, have you two previously traveled together, or is this the first time you're meeting each other?
Probably the first time if Piper's a smuggler. Wouldn't
May I
really be
suggest
the
that
person
you
I'd be
two
hanging about with.
you two have technically met once, but that was the very day that you stumbled across each other as you were approaching the temple, and given the suspicious nature of you both, given I'm assuming at least the suspicious nature of you both, since one of you is a smuggler and the other is a um, war cleric who recognizes a smuggler glint in their eyes. Maybe there's a bit of a standoff. You were kind of thinking, as you kind of stumbled across each other, you know, do you take this person out? Do you run? Are they a threat to you? But before you could make that decision about whether or not the other person is a threat to you, that is when you were besieged by, just out of nowhere, a concussive blast of psychic energy that rendered you unconscious. And that's the last thing you remember as you wake up now, is seeing your fellow captive's face before a pounding in your head turn the lights off.
Okay. Piper is gonna huddle into the corner, essentially covering herself up and looking daggers at Father Ulysses, going, What did you do? What did you do to me?"
So Neil, remember we went with the no magic items? So I just need.
I was meaning like for finding them.
Oh no, you don't get to decide what you find. I meant what
Alright, I thought that's what you
what's
meant.
your
Sorry.
No, that's fine. What's your normal equipment? Because they took your weapon and armor off you, and whatever
just
your backpack. Yeah, type out Window 20. You don't need to tell me.
it was
Well, I realize now that it's probably quicker if you just tell me and I just type it out for you.
Yeah.
I would have had mace and standard hide.
And you said Dungeoneer pack, right?
Yeah.
I mean, as a war cleric, you could have gotten the chainmail.
That's right.
They might be a dex-based cleric. You never know.
Maybe.
No.
You want to upgrade that to chainmail?
Actually. What was
Well,
that? Sorry.
You want to upgrade that to chainmail?
Yeah.
To be fair, it's only if you find it. So, all right. But yes, you two have both awakened. Your heads, you've got the biggest migraines of your life as you're looking around. It's coming towards us, but it's still a little bit of light out, so probably like 6 p.m. ish. I like how that doesn't actually tell you anything about the light levels. But there are three. There are three rough-looking humanoids with kind of like badly cut hair. A couple of them have scars down their cheeks. They look like ruffians as they're sitting around with sharpened short swords and shields to their sides as they talk. I'll fill in any other details once you've had a chance to kind of your character's got a chance to get their bearings. But yes, I believe Piper was saying something.
Yeah, so Piper huddled into the corner of the cage, like trying to cover herself up, glaring daggers at Father Ulysses and saying, "What did you do to me? Why am I undressed? What did you do?
Hey, I didn't do anything to you.
Then why am I undressed?
I
What? Why are you undressed? Why are we undressed in this thing?"
I don't know. I have a pounding headache. But I know as much as you do. I don't
Are
have any.
you saying this with raised voices, or because it sounds like you're a little bit panicked?
Oh yeah, Piper's definitely panicked.
All right, as you're having this conversation, one of the thralls is gonna pipe up and shout, "Oi! Keep it down in there, for I come in and slit your throats!"
Okay. New
They go back to
targets.
just having. They go back to just conversing.
Are they speaking in common or are they speaking something else?
I was
They're-
about to
they're
ask if we could
They
understand.
they're speaking common. They're just talking about like nonsense. I don't know what the hell do bandits talk about when they're just conversing. They're just complaining about the sweltering heat, about how itchy they are under their armor. Wondering, if this is all fucking worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Philosophizing, in other words.
They're talking about non-plot related elements. They're talking just random bullshit.
Something bullshit.
Okay. Papa's gonna have a look around this cage and see what it's like made out of, and see if there's any locks or anything on it.
It appears to be made out of some form of toughened bamboo wood. Looks to be a wood native to lapis, and you can see that it's kind of being constructed with twine and kind of double wrapping around all of the joints, with a single iron lock on the front of the cage, with a couple of additional planks kind of just tie it like nailed into some of the sections to kind of decrease the spaces in the bars, just in case you were small enough to like squeeze through.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if somebody was the wild shape.
No, like regular like they were expecting like a medium-sized creatures in these cages, not small creatures that might be able to like squeeze through the bar. So they've just kind of put some planks around it just so like a child couldn't squeeze through or something.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, because Piper's a Kender, she looks like a child, Well, she's child size. She's about um, 2.5, 3 foot tall.
Yeah, so they're like, okay, this one's tiny. We should probably actually like block up some of these bars.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what would the two of you like to?
Uh,
Yeah, come.
I was just try and think.
You know, do you
Um,
remember that you're both unarmed and that the three
mhm,
thralls have their weapons to their side, and you're pretty sure they will kill you if you try and escape.
mhm. Um, Piper's gonna have a look around and see if she can spot any of her missing gear, because she's not got anything on her.
Yep. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception. First roll of the night, and it is an 18.
18.
Decent start.
Do-do-do-do-do. Oop, where's the token there? Oh, no, I'm on the GM. Token layer. Oh, that would help if I actually went on full. 1 sec. Do-do-do-do-do. As you're glancing around, other than of the obvious targets of, you can see they've all got weapons and shield. As you glance up to just kind of catching sight off of this, like wheelbarrow-esque cart, you notice that it seems to be filled with leather armor. Unfortunately, from this distance, you can't quite make out if it's your leather armor, but there appears to be 2 or 3 leather armors stacked on top of each other.
Mm-hmm.
One of
So,
which you could assume might be yours.
cool. So, was there any in the cage? Was it like solid walls, or are there like gaps in like planks and that?
So the cage itself is a bamboo kind of barred cage, but yours specifically across like each of the bar, they've just nailed one plank in between. So there is almost like a ring of more solid wall around the center of the bar, or
Okay.
around the kind of a ring around the cage as well.
Okay. So, are there any gaps in that though?
Yeah, so there's still like a little bit of a gap between like the floor and where
Right.
that
Gotcha.
plank
Gotcha.
starts,
Gotcha.
and between the plank and there. So it isn't like completely encased. They've clearly done a half-assed job here, or at least not a particularly well-designed job. It was a rush job,
Mm-hmm.
um, to stop like a small child just being able to like squeeze themselves through the bottom thing. So you could like there's still like head-sized holes here and there, but not enough room for your like shoulders to kind of squeeze out.
Gotcha. Were the planks nailed into the cage, or are they just like tied
Yeah,
up?
so they've just gone and like hammered some narrow nails in. You're pretty sure with enough strength you could probably kick them off, but it would cause a commotion.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't do it silently,
Fair enough.
at least not with brute force. If anything, the cages seem more as deterrent, or at least something that would notify the guards to if you try to brute force your way out,
Mm-hmm.
rather than like a perfect containment solution.
Okay. Um, I'm just looking up things that might be able to wild shape into.
Oh, is an 18 high enough? I feel like an 18 also beats the second DC. You also notice that this thrall here that I'm gonna throw a light on, for a little red here, also has a large iron key on their belt, on their person. I don't know if these guys wear belts. It's attached to something with a loop.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it has a single large iron key on it. 2 iron keys on it.
Right.
Also, as you're glancing around, you also do notice a second cage with a individual in it, but they're currently got their back slumped to you, and you can't make a lot out just with the thralls kind of in between you and the kind of they've got a small campfire light obscuring you, but you recognize enough that you can see the silhouette and shadow of a cage and a person inside it.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to think, or look through to see what would be like a sort of
Here.
should like natural fauna that would be in this kind of area. Because she probably would have seen stuff as she walked around and tried finding the things.
Yep. This jungle has a very diverse ecosystem. Assume that you can find most faunas here if you have something in mind. Because the DM does not know enough about faunas to give you an accurate detail.
I mean, I'm just looking at stuff that might be able to help out, or at least sneak out through the thing and then get all their stuff back together.
Well, while you're thinking about that, Father Ulysses, what are you thinking? This Piper figure's just gone quiet as they're like analyzing the scene.
Could I have a look outside the cage at arm's reach distance to see if I could see any like pointed stones?
Sure, but do remember, any spells you cast require some form of focus.
It's just like trying to reach out through the bars,
Shame.
try and
You
grab a
secretly,
stone to see if I can cut
secretly a
through
monk.
the twine.
You're gonna like, God, if there was a monk in there, probably could just like kill them off from a distance. Yeah. Do you need a perception check? Well, it is a little bit dark, and there's a lot of like foliage and everything covering the ground. So yeah, give me a perception check because there's not a guarantee you'll actually see it. It's not like it's a nice clear opening. There's roots and tangles and little brushes.
11. Fuck.
11. You do notice a couple large stones. They're a little bit more roundish. A couple like little pieces of bark that have fallen off trees. You don't spot anything that would be perfect for cutting through. Nothing with like a particularly sharp edge. But you do notice one or two large stones if you want to try and grab them that are nearby.
Yeah, I'll try one that looks to be the sharpest. Not necessarily is, but appears to be the sharpest.
Yeah, you find one that looks to be like a nice little oval shape that's got like just a slight like lean to it, so it's approaching more of a disc, but still like relatively blunt. Like if you applied enough force to it, you might be able to get blunt force trauma on there, but not enough to like cut through anything without a large amount of time. But yeah, you grab
So
this
I'm going
little
to attempt to try
hand-sized
and
rock.
do it subtly.
Go ahead and give me a. It would still technically be a deck, so I guess a stealth check. Since you are stretching out and trying to grab it without them noticing.
Yeah. Eight.
So how does Father Ulysses draw the attention of these thralls while you're stretching out to grab a rock?
And he'll have overstretched and like hit his shoulder against the bar and gone, ah!
As you do
Grunted in
that,
pain.
a different thrall than previously shouted at you kind of like picks their head up. What? Wait! Hands back in the cage or you'll lose it.
I'm just stretching.
This is your first warning. Our master might want you alive for those delicious cranium nuggets you've got, but don't mean I won't maim the fuck out of you. Hand back in the cage.
I think your master would be pleased about that, though.
As long as it doesn't kill you, I don't think he cares about the limbs.
Stop drawing attention.
And we've got some fire here. We need to stem the bleeding, if you catch my drift. I don't think I catch your. Why would the fire help with that? I can cauterize the wound so he doesn't bleed out. Shut up! You're undermining me again. Sorry.
Stag grudgingly stares at him and brings his arm back in.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Fucking hell. You know, they're thralls. They have to be a little bit racist. More importantly, they're human.
Oh, they're actually human. Okay.
Yeah, all the thralls that you see appear to be kind of burly, ruffian humans.
Hmm. Okay. I don't really want to burn a wild shape here just yet.
No, you're also all, because you're level 8, you're also reasonably adventurers that you heard rumors there was a mind flare throughout the thing, and you piece it together that the person that took you out is a mind flare, because that's not. I realize technically we could say you don't know, but I already put it in the synopsis, so your characters know.
Yeah.
You are aware and you piece it together with your leveling
Only
experience
thing that makes sense.
yeah, the only thing that makes sense is that there is a mind flare controlling this, and you kind of see that glassy look in their eyes that you're used to. These are clearly enthralled humans in the servitude of this mind flare. Now, that also occurs to you that suggests there may be a mind flare somewhere in this camp if you're not careful. And while you're pretty sure you may stand a chance against these thralls since they look to be just normal human bandits, a mind flare might be a more deadly encounter since there's only 2 of you and not 4.
Yeah. Piper's gonna have a look at these planks that are nailed into the cage. Are there any nails that are protruding through the bars into the cage that she might be able to wiggle out?
No,
No. Okay.
the dice have decided.
Fair enough. Alright. Because the only other stuff that I could do really is the wild shape. But I don't want to do it. Don't really want to do it too early. Or I could just be silly and just let me double check, see what CR level highest to. Okay. I could just wild shape into like a massive thing and then go tearing around the camp.
Maybe. But like I said, you have no idea who else is in this camp, how many of these thralls there are, and if it would be a lethal encounter.
Mm. Well, just nice.
I mean, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm more than welcome to throw a combat at you and murder you all in cold blood.
You said that we can't.
Would have had like sorry.
No, go.
I was just gonna say I would have had like a cross, my holy symbol on a chain. Would they have taken that?
Everyone knows what a cleric is in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah, would they have taken it, or would they have just like left it on me?
No, they would take it. They would take anything that remotely could be used for spellcasting, or any form of power. The problem with having a magic prevalent world. Your holy symbol.
It was more for like, using it to try and prize boards and bars away.
Yep, still taken.
If they've taken it, yeah, that's fine.
Like, unless you two were actively trying to hide something on yourself, which I might see if you were like a rogue or some sort of, if you have the smuggler background or anything, a couple pickpockets or knives or anything like that. But anything that you were not actively trying to conceal upon your person in your like underclothes, they
I
took.
would have been trying to conceal that.
So, you said that we can't cast spells. Does that include cantrips?
It does.
Even if there's just somatic components?
Yes.
Damn. Because I was because they're all huddled around the fire. I've got controlled flames. I was going to see if I could like just keep putting it out.
Nope. You would need to get some form of foci to channel your power through.
Right. Some kind of foci. On the floor of the cage, is it like an open floor just on the ground? Are there bars on the ground?
Yeah, so there's the same kind of wooden bars that you're kind of like uncomfortably sitting on. It is just like a cube that they've constructed and thrown you into, but they haven't put like boards or anything there, so there's just flat earth between those bars.
Can in this world, can there just be like flecks of Arcanite in the dirt and that?
As in, is it possible? Yeah. Arcanite is a natural occurring resource. How lucky would you need to be? At least a 20.
At least a 20. Okay. Piper's just
Gwen.
Piper's just gonna like just move like kind of like dig little bits of holes in the ground, just to see if she can find any bits of Arcanite that she might be able to use to cast a spell.
All right, roll me that fate die, the d20. Let's see if you get a 20. Hilariously, this is where like if you have the luck, you can like reroll it.
Nah.
Oof.
No, unfortunately not. The statistical improbability of you finding a piece of Arcanite just in the ground in this tiny like, probably what like 5-foot cage or probably a little. Yeah, I mean 5-foot cage can fit 2 people in. It's not like you're swinging a sword around in there.
Especially if you got a kid.
Yeah.
The fates do not smile upon you this day. The gods will be like, nah, I'm not answering that one.
Fair enough. Not wanting to, but I'm gonna have to burn a wild shape then. So Piper has a look over at the thralls, making sure none of them are looking this way. Then she's gonna crouch down and wild shape into a weasel.
You do so. They do not appear to have noticed.
And she looks up at Father Ulysses and slowly makes her way out of the cage towards the.
Just abandons them. Never seen again. That's
Yep.
it. That's the end of your character's turn. Just flees.
Yeah, she's gonna head towards the tree line, just to make sure that they're not like can't see her really.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a stealth check at advantage. It's a little bit dim light, and they are distracted. They don't realize you're a druid. But stealth check advantage to make sure they don't notice. If you like step on a twig or anything, they're still gonna kind of glance over. They are still being a little cautious because there is a lot of wild predators in this area.
I'm
or in
so
this realm.
glad I chose a weasel. I didn't realize they had proficiency in stealth.
Nice.
Huh.
Still not great, but 18.
Yep,
It's decent,
they
though.
don't notice you. You are free to move about the camp.
Cool. So, yeah, as a weasel, it is sort of an orange weasel, which because of her hair, she's ginger. So it keeps that kind of like aspect of her. So she's gonna skirt around the tree line, just having a look around, see what else she can see.
Recce.
Yeah, doing a recce. Like
As you begin,
Yep.
As you begin traveling north, you can see the large sandstone walls of the temple to your north. That's what the brown is. And as you approach, you can also see kind of in between these makeshift tents, you can see another 3 thralls about the fire. And you catch more of a sight of the 2 thralls over by the leather armor. It looks like there is another prisoner in another cage to the north that you're just a little bit too far away to make out the details to, and you'd have to get closer. Probably risking another stealth check if you're going by a new set of thralls. But this is kind of the area that you see. Probably wouldn't have anything else of interest over here because this is just another encampment. Yeah, unless you want to look for anything particular on the thralls for a perception check, that's the important elements that you catch in.
So she knows that the guy with the red dot, they've got a key.
They have 2 iron keys, yes.
2 iron keys, so it's 50-50 chance of it being the cage for Ulysses. So she's gonna head back over to Ulysses, and at the back of the cage, she's gonna do a tally of 8.
So,
So she using her paw, she draws a tally of 8. So
alright, it's
um, and then with rather poor points to the thralls by the campfire, and taps again at the number.
What is Father Ulysses' wisdom? Or what is your passive insight score?
well, my wisdom's 17.
Your
And so is
proficiency
my
is?
passive. And my passive intelligence, or my
No,
passive wisdom,
Insight.
Passive insight.
is 13.
13? Hey, you understand what they're putting down. It's not like you have like an 8 or anything. You piece it together. There's only so many things that this weasel could mean while tapping out and pointing to the thralls.
Yeah,
No time for pat a cake now.
yeah, because even though she is wild shape, she still keeps her mental abilities.
Yep.
So, rolls her eyes. When she was looking around, did she see her backpack laying around anywhere, or her sword?
Not
Scimitar?
from this side of the camp.
Not from the side of the camp. Okay. In that case, she's gonna go around the bottom side of the tree line towards this other cage.
Yeah. The only thing I think might be important is this NPC in the cage. 1 second, what's their passive? Because the NPCs may or may not be helpful or detrimental to you. What is that? Okay, so not wisdom. That's fine. Yeah, that's as you're actually passing, I might as well give you an also description. As you're passing this cage, you glance in and see with their head hung low, there's a kind of shallow breathing to them. You can see they've definitely been kind of roughed up, but it looks to be a much older, probably approaching like 60s. You can see a little bit of graying hair, female Lightfoot halfling, who again, similar to you, has been kind of stripped down to their under armor. They've got this long, wavy black hair, of a couple grays in it, some kind of gray skin, and seem to have quite like a muscular build. So like some sort of martial character, maybe a soldier, a warrior, something like that. They seem to just have a bit more of a regal appearance to them, very sharp. And also, I've got noted here a very attractive face, because that's what it gave me.
Fair enough.
In case you're playing a bard.
She's gonna go up to the edge of the cage and peer in, see if she can get the halfling's attention.
Yep. They're not conscious, so that's fine. They kind of slowly lift their heads. You can see they're a little bit dazed. You're not quite sure how long they've been here. In fact, as you're listening in, you can hear just a slight bit of a grumble coming from their stomach. They might have been here a couple more days than you. But as they look at you, their eyes begins to focus on the weasel, and they kind of tilt their head to the side, examining you, not quite sure what to make of you.
Piper's going to lift up their little weasel paw and wave.
How would she react to this? There's going to be a little bit of a smile.
There's a lot
on
of
the corner her
confusion,
lip.
I would imagine.
She's going to kind of glance over her shoulder back at the thrall, and then kind of stare back at you with kind of narrowed eyes. Slowly piecing it together.
She's going to do the same that she did for Ulysses. Do a tally of 8 and point at the thralls.
See, I do have her stats. She has a positive wisdom, so that's fine. She recognizes what you're saying. She kind of glances back, kind of you can see her eyes kind of growing a little bit wider, recognition, a little bit of spark, kind of returning to a little bit of light. She nods her head at you, and you can see her kind of raise her hands up and make a fist in her palm as she begins cracking her knuckles,
Mm-hmm.
and then she just nods to you.
Okay. So Piper's gonna run across this like clear pathway here to this other side.
All right. Since in this area, let me just reveal it. There is a thrall on patrol here. I'm going to do another stealth check.
Another stealth check for the weasel.
This one a flat roll.
Flat roll. Go weasel, go! I
Hey.
am weasel.
Yep. Does even notice you as they continue marching forward, and you get into this little. Let's expand this here. Little tree over here, or this little like grove of thickets over here.
Mm-hmm.
But where would you like to go? Straight north, or are you kind of looking a little bit to the left as you descend into this group of trees?
She's probably gonna like go towards this bit of road here.
Are you gonna wait for the kind of thrall to pass on their patrol first, or?
Yeah,
Are you
she's
gonna risk-
waiting for them to pass. Like essentially following them.
Find out the pattern.
Yeah. See if they go around the same routes.
Yeah.
Like if they just keep walking around this thicket. Or if
Uh,
they're going
Yeah,
anywhere
if you
else.
spend enough time, eventually you'll realize they're just kind of patrolling this thicket here, or they're just going around in a circle around this little area. But as you get over here, you notice in this part, there appears to be a. Let's see. Is this where they would put the other heavy stuff? Yeah, this is where they'd have the other heavy stuff. So this is where all the chainmail armor is. Or I don't think anyone here would have plate at level 5. So this is where like the half plate and I'm just gonna call it the heavy armor.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the heavy armor is. And the other one can be the medium armor, technically.
Yeah.
So you can see here they've got some like chainmail half plate and anything else that has metal in it kind of residing on this cart as well.
Mm-hmm.
And as you continue kind of forward, watching this thrall kind of patrol, you notice another cage and another thrall that seems to just be kind of like sitting back on a pile of logs and for firewood. And they have a couple like weapons lined up there, as they seem to be taking each weapon and giving it a try as they cut wood. So they're like they've gathered a couple of the more distinct weapons and are just like trying them out to see if any are magical or useful.
Mm.
So let's go ahead and throw this up here. They've got like a little array of weapons. Particularly they've got like an axe over here, a long sword. And there was something else they wanted to try. They've got 2 hand axes over here.
Mm-hmm.
And this thrall is just testing them out. But as you approach the other prisoner, you notice that they're a little bit better looking. You can see that they're not actually properly sitting. They appear to be crouching, kind of making themselves small, but they're almost wound up like a trigger, ready to spring if anybody comes near the cage. In fact, give me a perception check as you're looking into this cage, and I describe the rest. You see in what appears to be kind of like a 30-40-year-old woman human. You can see she's got short, wavy, kind of autumn hair. There's got a nice golden tan to her and a muscular build of an oval face. She appears to be kind of nimble, very dexterous looking. And
Yeah,
that's
that's
you get her
a
visual appearance. But she appears to be kind of crouched into herself. You're not entirely sure what she's doing. Maybe she's just kind of like scared and protecting herself, but there's definitely a lot of tension at her shoulders.
Yeah. Piper's not gonna like do the whole tally thing because there's too many people about now. But she's gonna head back towards the this side of the thicket.
Another note, you see what appears to be a newly constructed wooden building to the left here, starting to go slightly. This little green patch here is on a slight slope, so starting to go up towards maybe like a 10-foot tall cliff, like hill, not particularly that high, but there is a small wooden cabin almost there with a little ring fence and some more wood inside it, and one thrall guarding a door.
Okay. Yeah, so Piper's going to head back over to the side of the thicket, wait until the thrall that's doing his rounds to go past, and
Yep.
then try to sneak up to the back of this thrall here with the keys.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll another stealth or?
No, I don't think enough has changed in the situation. They're still just kind of talking around. I mostly only care about new individuals coming into play.
Cool. Because she's gonna. Is the key hanging off their back, off their side, off their front? Whereabouts is it on their body?
It would be on their left hip.
On their left hip. Okay. So if they're facing towards the campfire in a minute, it would be the side that I am.
Yes.
She's gonna try and sneakily get that off of their hip.
Now, how dexterous are weasels? Are they able? Are they in?
Pretty dexy? They got a 16 dex score.
They
Plus-
do.
plus
I'm
three mod.
trying to think if a weasel has disadvantage on effectively pickpocketing someone because they're a weasel and lack disposable thumbs.
Disposable thumbs? Or they just throw them away?
Yeah,
Uh,
posable.
Yeah, posable.
do I keep the D? Okay, I'm gonna keep
What
the
if
same.
Thrall was distracted?
Probably wouldn't. It depends on what you're doing. That has a risk of backfiring. But before you make any decisions, what I'm going to say is I'm going to keep the same DC as their passive perception, but I am going to, or I would be imposing disadvantage on a sleight of hand check for a weasel, just because it would be a normal roll if you were a human. So I feel like being an animal has to add some more difficulty to this.
That's fine, yeah.
So a disadvantage sleight of hand check if you would like to try and pick the keys.
Yeah. Let's do that.
But Father UCs, I'll leave up to you. If you think that might help, you might want to wait and see if like Piper fucks it up and then get ready with the distraction.
Piper fucks it up.
So Father UCs, as you're just peering at this and you can see Piper attempting to get the keys,
You see her lunge towards the thrall and just headbutt him in the side.
you see them just headbutt the throw as they begin to turn to look down. Would you like to do anything in that split seconds?
There's not much I can do. So. I was just going to try and distract him so his attention wouldn't be on anybody but myself.
For any distraction you do would probably alert him to like something going on.
And you probably.
I
Unfortunately,
was
he is.
just to take his focus off what might be directly around him.
I mean, depending on
No.
what your passive perception is as well, you probably might not have noticed. Piper
Oh,
going the other way.
it's like 21.
Maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, it occurs to you with your wisdom, Father, you sees that he is as most distracted as he's going to be. Anything else would probably get him on edge and guarded. But
But I've just been watching Piper then, going to get the keys, and obviously seeing her headbutt the troll. Like, damn it. I wouldn't have said damn it. It's like,
Is the thrall holding any like food or anything?
holding any food or anything? Yeah, they're eating some trail mix.
Cool. Piper's gonna try lunge at the food, like the nuts or whatever.
Try lunge at the food. Give me a acrobatics check, just from the sudden change momentum you're gonna have to do here.
Acrobatics. Don't have any proficiency in that, so it's just going to be a dex check. Weasel dex. 13.
13? Yep, that's fine. You suddenly just pounce up and go for that trail mix. Succeeding, if you would like.
Yep. So gonna essentially grab a couple of nuts out of this thrall's hand, and then skitter back into the woods.
You just see the thrall kind of stand. What the fucking nature? Let's see. How vindictive is he? Actually,
as he pulls out his bow and arrow.
Dude. Gonna go grab the old NPC generator to see just how he's saying. Oh yeah, okay. Well, that's a cool plot hook. Screw it, that's good enough for me. He is going to get up, and you can see him kind of snarling a little bit. Fucking pest, I'll show you. So it's a hunt you want. Let's see. You didn't succeed on a DC 10, so I think that means the keys are still on him. Yeah, we're gonna have the keys still be on him. Does he throw the keys to one of the other, though? Kind of wants to shirk his responsibility. Yeah, so he's gonna do that, because the keys need to be nearby in case the master comes along and he wants to open them. So he's gonna take his keys off and he's gonna chuck it at the guy to the right here. He gets the keys, and you. This guy is going to start marching forward and is going to chase Piper into the woods. Piper, how far are you going into the woods? Into the jungle?
If I notice them like chasing me,
Yep.
Piper's gonna go pretty far in. Like keeping them at the distance that so like they will keep chasing.
Yep. Cool. As they get like 5 feet into the forest, and like it's very easy to very quickly kind of get consumed by this forest because of how thick all of the trees and the bushes are. As they step into the forest and they're out of line of sight of the rest of the camp, Piper, you notice them begin to kind of hunch over as they start running after you, slowly getting more and more feral as they do so, as they begin to rip through their clothes and begin shape-changing into a wolf. As they are going to start hunting you down. Give me a stealth check.
Stealth check as a weasel.
I guess I'll make an active perception check for this
19.
person. What is it? +4 they've got. I'm going to give them an active chance here. You're not bleeding or anything. Oh, but it does have advantage on wisdom checks that rely on hearing and smell, which they're going to do. So let's go ahead. And they've got a +4 for a 17. Okay. So, they're going to try and hunt you down for like half a minute or so, but eventually you are going to be able to give them the slip as they go chasing after you in the wrong direction. You're able to double back. But something to be aware of, apparently one of these thralls is a lichen werewolf. with higher passive perception, which may come up in the future as you recognize this guy. I'm going to say this is the guy with like the large claw mark down his left eye and cheek.
Okay then. Yeah, Piper's gonna double back towards the camp. She
You do
probably
so.
she probably wouldn't have seen which one the keys were thrown to because she had the back to them. She was running away at the time.
Makes sense, yep.
So she's probably gonna go back towards Ulysses. Crawl back into the cage and like point towards the lock and then point towards the thralls. Hopefully having him understand
I
which one.
would look at Piper and nod towards the thrall that's sitting there on his own.
Yeah, and as you know what to look for now, you can see that they're just like kind of swirling the keys around in their
So
fingers.
like, he's got the keys.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not saying that.
What was the name this random generator gave me? Justice Ringingham? I don't know, man. Oh. Okay, well, apparently this guy is now called Justice. Well done, Justice. You just see them kind of converge each other. Hey, why does Justice always run off into the forest whenever a critter passes by? You think he's doing anything to them out there? Weird guy, right?
I like to pet them.
Look, guy gives me hunter vibes. Maybe he's just, misses the thrill of the hunt. Like there's not much action these days when our boss can just mind blast people. Yeah, I guess. Just seems kind of like hot-headed, don't you think? I mean, I know where. Anyway, they continue on with their random inane conversation.
Okay. Just trying to think how else to. So he's spinning the keys on his fingers.
Yep, just like playing with them, fidgeting with them.
Okay.
He's clearly nervous about the fact that one of their party just ran off, doesn't want the boss to like punish them for it.
Yeah. Okay. Piper in that case is gonna sneak around to this tent again to where they were, and then run and try grab the keys as he's swinging it around his finger. So he's like run, jump, try grab the keys, and run towards the halfling.
Yeah, give me an acrobatics check.
I can just see this happening.
Let's give a slightly higher DC because they're spinning them.
13.
Ooh, 13.
Oh, unfortunately, it was a DC 15.
Mm.
You just they just catch you out of the corner off of their eye and shift their body as you lunge towards them, and you land down on the opposite side in the dirt, and they're just like, "Is that the same weasel?"
In that case, she's gonna run up to him and just bite him.
Does the weasel have an attack?
Yeah, it's got a bite attack.
Make me an attack. Make me a bite attack.
23 to hit.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
It's one piercing. That's it. It doesn't have a roll or anything. It just does one.
It's an annoying little nip.
Yeah.
You little bastard.
Oh, there we go. It's like, I'm sure I already put health on these guys because I accidentally clicked on your one. It takes the 1 damage and it's just like, what the? Let's see. Does he drop?
Did it draw blood?
I assume so. It's just 1 hit point damage.
As if the werewolf one, the lichen dude, starts to smell blood.
He's a little bit too far up.
Yeah.
This would be a strength check, I guess, to not drop something. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, he like clamps down rather than dropping it.
Mm.
As he's like hopping up, and you see his fist is like just immediately clamped up around the keys as he's hopping and kind of holding onto his hold to his leg. The other thrall is just fucking laughing his head off here. Thinks this is the most funniest shit ever, nearly falling off his log.
Yeah, Piper's just gonna keep nipping at him.
In that case, we're gonna get into a little combat between the weasel and the thrall. You only get one attack, right?
Yeah.
Then the thrall has a chance to act before your next turn, so he's just gonna go ahead and like grab his sword and take a swing at you for a critical miss.
Just dipping and diving out of the way.
All right, go ahead and give me another attack if you want.
Yeah. Probably a miss. 10.
Unfortunately, as they're wearing leather armor, you just bite into one of the shin guards.
Yeah.
But
Piper's just gonna like grip on biting it and just like flail around. Yeah.
You see him like, get this thing off me! You help out! All right, stay still. Holy cow! Oh, holy Justice was here. He'd love
As he
this.
draws his sword.
The other thrall gets out his sword. Is also going to take a swing at you.
Whilst he's clapping onto his leg.
That was me.
Ooh, a 19 to hit.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits the weasel.
6 slashing damage as he gets a slash across you.
Yep. So weasel only has 1 hit point.
Ooh.
So the 5 carries on over to me as little Kendo, like the weasel explodes into a Kenda.
You see them.
This is going to be interesting.
You see a silence just kind of permeate the air as the two freeze, weapons drawn, staring at you on the ground.
Yep.
The one who thought it was funny glances over at the cage where Ulysses is, like kind of strains his neck to see if you're in there.
Can she kick him in the nuts? Like, hopefully getting him to drop the keys.
Yeah, go for it. Make me some sort of strength-based attack, whatever you've
Well,
got.
it's unarmed strike. Yeah.
Yep, make me an armor strike.
So that
We'll just replace the damage with maximum droppage.
That 1.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna use my thingy. My destiny point.
Your 1 destiny point for the session.
Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Unfortunately,
Oh
the
my
gods have
God.
decided this is going to be a very short session. As you just fail to hit them, and they both look at you, and they're just gonna beat the shit out of you now.
Okay.
They're gonna underestimate you a little bit, and they're gonna try to just attack you. So that is a 10 to hit.
2 seconds. Let me take off my leather. Does that change me?
What is your dex?
So it's a 14 AC without the leather. So 10 misses.
Without the leather, ooh. What's have you just got a really high dex?
Yeah.
So Dex is 14, it should be an AC of 12.
Oh, my dex is 18.
Yeah, so
Right.
they got +4 to that.
Yeah.
Nice. You're just ducking and weaving as the other one's gonna come in for a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Gonna come in for another 5 slashing damage. We'll say this is the other thrall that was laughing. We'll have the guy with the keys go first.
Mhm.
But the other one comes in and just slashes from the back while you're trying to dodge through the others. Not so funny now. You should have stayed in your cage. But it's your turn. What would you like to do?
She's gonna say, "Oh, it's always funny," and tries kicking the key guy in the nuts again.
All right. This is
Fuck's sake, no.
yeah. This should just be a regular one. Do they think you're a danger or a threat? No, you've yet to be able to hit them, and so far you've only nipped them. They're gonna underestimate you and just gonna keep attacking you so long as they're winning here. That is a 20 to hit
Oof.
for 3 more slashing damage, and a 11 to hit. you're able to dodge out of the way of that second hit, but
Yeah.
you do take those 3 more slashing damage. How you looking? You're level 8. You
That's
should have a
fine,
reasonable
yeah.
amount of hit points.
They've only really done like 13 damage to me so far.
But you have one more turn.
Yeah. So again, trying to kick him in the. Actually, try. Would it be a grapple check to try wrestle the key out of his hand?
Yep.
Yeah, let's try do that.
All right, make me an athletics check as we'll do. Let's see, what's their stronger stat? I think it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. So I'm just gonna do a d20. They don't get anything here, so that is a 7.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
They are too busy kind of trying to slash at you that their other hand has weakened on the key as you're able to just kind of grab it and run with just the momentum.
Yep. So she's gonna run towards the halfling. Because she looks like she's better at probably unarmed fighting than Ulysses.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
And like throw the keys to her, and then keep running down the path.
Gonna keep running down the path. So like to the south or to the north?
To the south, yeah.
To the south. Okay. Yes. The others are gonna start panicking a little bit, right? You've just thrown keys to one of the prisoners, and you've ran. Do they notice actually? How focused are they? They've got passive perception. Let's give them both perception checks. One of them just flat out running after you. That is going to be the thrall that previously had the keys. He's just going to flat out run after you. The other one, though, however,
Shit,
does
gotta get them back.
does notice and is like, fucking give me those keys or I'm going to stab you. But we'll deal with that in a little bit. How much movement speed do you have, Piper?
30 foot.
30 foot. So they would be able to catch up with you this turn because they have the same movement. So yeah, they're just going to chase after you. And I guess they are going to shout for reinforcements because they kind of have to at this point. So the other throw that is on patrol, unfortunately, just as you're running past, the throw is like, prisoner escape! Prisoner escape! The other throw is going to notice, and they're also going to charge over on their turn. But this throw is going to try, and let's just have them try and grapple you with their turn. You don't have a weapon on you, and they still think that you look pretty harmless. You are child-sized. Everyone always underestimates halfling-like races. So let's go ahead, and he is going to attempt to grapple you. This can be an athletics or acrobatic check from yourself.
Cool. It will be athletics because that's my highest stat. Unjuster. 19.
19. You're able to kind of just kick back into them as they try and grapple around you, and you can just keep running. The other thrall is going to start moving towards you, but isn't going to get his full turn until afterwards because he's just a little bit, it takes a second to get his brain to catch up. The other one, however, with the caged prisoner, is going to threaten them. Let's see how intimidating they can be. Let's just be a charisma check. Okay, so yeah, pretty threatening when he's got a blade looking over to them. Give me the fucking key. Throw it out of this cage right now, or I'm going to stab you. You can see the halfling kind of staring up to them. Their eyes are, from Ulysses' perspective, you can see their eyes a little bit defiant as they pucker up their face, before eventually their shoulders kind of relax, realizing that what's the plan here? They're never going to be able to unlock the gate before that. So they are going to, in their last little bit of defiance, they are going to throw the keys on the other side of the cage. They're gonna just throw the key over here.
Hoping she would try and throw them over to the other cage.
No, it's too far away.
I don't know how far she can throw it.
I don't know. But that is going to be all of their turn. As Father Ulysses, would you like to do anything? Apparently everyone's just forgotten about you. One of the Thralls is off hunting for a weasel. The other two are dealing with the situation Piper's caused. What would you like to do, Father Ulysses?
I mean, there's not much I can do. If I can't really cast spells.
Not yet. You need to find one of your foci. You can attempt to brute force your way out of the cage if you want. It would probably make a little bit of noise if you weren't careful. But at least the thralls
I'll
next to the cage
attempt
are
to
distracted.
try and widen the bars far enough so I can get through.
The commotion is also going to start drawing the attention of the guys to the north. But go ahead and make me a strength-based check. Just a flat strength. Let's see if how strong you are.
12.
Unfortunately, these bamboos are quite solid bars, and as you're trying to stretch, you just don't quite have the strength to try and break your way out of these. They might look hastily thrown together, but the material itself is really strong. Piper, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
So as she's running, Piper's gonna dart into one of the thickets and try hide to see if like the thrall will run past her.
Okay, I'm gonna say because you are being actively pursued right now, and he's literally right. Oh, also, if you're leaving his reach, it would provoke an opportunity attack.
Yeah, that's fine. She's running along still.
So let's resolve this first. It misses. That's fine. He tries to take a sweep at you as you like move out of his reach and have your back revealed. But this would be a stealth check at disadvantage because he is actively searching for you.
Disadvantage. Okay, that's fine.
Just because you haven't like blocked line of sight enough. It's still possible, given your size, that you might be able to hide from him, but it's gonna be a difficult one.
12.
12, unfortunately, you're pretty sure that the area you've kind of hidden in is too small an area that even though you might be out of sight, it's very obvious what like 10-foot area you're in, and it will not take them long to find you.
Okay. In that case, she's just going to keep pushing through the thicket, further deeper into the woods.
All right, you do so. So you're effectively going south.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just move yourself down there. We'll have them kind of chasing after you. 10, 20, 30. This one's probably going to dash, and the other troll will be right behind you. But yeah, let's deal with this troll. He's going to chase after you. Unfortunately, he's able to kind of get up to you, and because you're only within this small area, is able to just kind of swipe his sword through all of it and try to catch you. Is not hidden enough.
Would the thicket cause any disadvantage on the swing?
Not a significant one for a blade. Not one that you could move through anyway. Maybe if you're like a smaller critter, you could find something more compact, but because you are still a small creature, there has to be enough room for you to make it through, which means there's enough room for the sword. Okay. But that is a 21 to hit you.
Yeah, that hits.
For 6 slashing damage.
Cool.
The other one is going to dash, and they're going to use their little bit extra movement, realizing where the throw is attacking, to try and get in front of you. So they're going to kind of round on you with their extra dash movement. But you are effectively surrounded, meaning you provoke 2 opportunity attacks if you left their reaches. Mm-hmm. While that's happening, the other one is going to kind of grumble and move past the thing. And this is when the mysterious NPC is going to take their opportunity to try and like just rush at the bars and grab the throw as they're passing. Which I need to double check what their strength score is. Oh, they actually have a higher dex. Okay, fair. Unfortunately for them, this would still be an athletics check to grapple. So this is going to be a +1. Would they have to finish? Yeah, they'd have to finish these +3. Ooh, a 22. Okay, and a check from the thrall, which the thrall does not have any dex or strength, so they just a flat roll for them. As Ulysses, as you watch on, this small halfling muscular figure just fucking throws herself fairly at the bar and reaches out and just grabs the leg or like the thigh off the thrall and yanks it into the cage, sending them face first into the ground as they drop their weapon. And we're going to do a bit of luck here to find out if that weapon is within reach. Okay, it's a positive result. It's going to strain her a little bit. She kind of rolls her arm out and grabs the weapon, starts pulling it in. However, we're going to see if the thrall has time to recover that next round. As Father Ulysses, it is your turn. You're watching this happen. The thrall is face down, looking over like he's about to start scrambling for the sword. They're about to start fighting over it. What would you like to do, Father Ulysses?
First of all, I would be saying fairly quietly, "Yes, my child. Well done." And thing I can do from a distance. I need my foci.
What about like try and kick the actual bars off?
Oh yeah, they'll make another attempt to break out.
Go ahead, give me another strength check. Remember, if you fail this hard enough, you might inflict damage upon yourself and that cause a large
That's
commotion.
fair.
I'm going to have the other
I
two
want to
thralls-
re-roll that.
Yeah, for it. The other two thralls are going to start wandering over here, see what's going on. They have heard shouts and just want to make sure everything's kind of going okay.
19.
Okay, 19's pretty high. What's the DC of wood? I think it does beat it. As you kind of push through the cage, you try just kind of pulling the bars aside, and initially they don't give. You can feel your muscles rippling and starting to strain under it, your face puffing red as you try and pull these bars aside. And getting would Father Ulysses get a little bit angry, or are they a rather like controlled figure? What is Ulysses' personality like?
I might be starting to get a little bit angry.
Yeah, I bet are they
Various elements of the whole situation.
okay? They are, after all, a war cleric. You know,
Yeah.
they want to fight. Your blood begins boiling just a little bit as now you are a
'Cause he
cleric.
does see a bit of hope with the halfling. She could get these keys.
Now, as a cleric, normally you'd have at least one god in particular that you are preferential to. You worship the entire pantheon, but everybody has a preference in that pantheon of who they
I
actually
have a
worship.
favorite.
Do you know who your war god would be? Do you, as a player, have a preference, or would you like me to tell you about the war gods?
If you could tell me, sorry.
No, that's fine. So there are 7 major gods within each pantheon, and within the war pantheon, there is quite a range of kind of stylistics or styles of war. There is, of course, the big bad himself, Vernus, god of blood and domination and chain breaking. He is said to be the father of orcs, and who is kind of invoked when it comes to never being captive, never being kind of the idea of uprising and breaking your chain via pure strength, of using war as a means to prevent servitude, effectively. He's normally quite an angry, blood-infused god. There is Randara, the god of rebellion, who is more crafty and is more about kind of guerrilla tactics and subterfuge. She is said to be the mother of goblins, and is very much about kind of sneaky tactics to win. War is not about justice. War is about like, if you are the underdog, you do anything to survive. There is Ryan, the god of heroes. He's more about the noble war. He's about war in terms of heroics and, the glory and the honor. He is a favorite of most heroes or most glory-seeking warriors who want to do like justice and righteousness. There is Kip, the god of loyalty. He's more about kind of the servitude of war, kind of the structure and facility of it, all about that sort of structure and companionship and camaraderie in war. Herald, the god of shield. Greymarsh, the god of nobility, said to be the father of the hobgoblins. And Arkai, the god of strategy, is all about the kind of the war games of war, about the strategy and the numbers, less about the actual kind of physical combat and more just about the planning of war.
Could be
Is there-
Ryan.
Ryan, god of heroes.
Yeah.
Everybody goes for Ryan, god of heroes. It's a
It makes
fan
sense for
favorite.
my character. 'Cause, as I say, trying to get this gem, keep it more protected from getting in the wrong hands.
But also a little bit of like glory seeking, a little of like boyish
Yeah.
belief in war. Yeah. As you do that, you try and keep on a pace, but it's actually quite hard to live up to the ideals of Ryan when you aren't able to fight. And for a second, your mind wanders to Vernus there of just, God damn it, if only you were out of this cage. And Vernus has a particular habit of trying to sway the heroes of Ryan. He doesn't think war should be about glory and hero. He thinks that's he's more the pessimist to Ryan's optimist. And he always tries to like just kind of sway people of, oh yeah, because everybody kind of abandons the ideals of Ryan once they're stuck in a cage. And as you do so, you can feel whatever your kind of indication of divine power flowing for you. Some people have divine tattoos that glow. Some people kind of, I mean, the tattoo one tends to be the most obvious one. But whatever your signature that you're kind of been channeling the divine goes off now as you push through and break these bars in half and find yourself standing outside it. However, that was your action to do so. But you have your movement if you'd like to go anywhere. You also do clock with your passive the 2 throws slowly approaching this camp. You're partially covered and you don't think they've seen you, but they are kind of starting to peer over to you of what that sound was. So if you rush forward, they are going to spot you. How would you like to move?
I will attempt to move down here. Behind the tent, below the cage I was in, at the back.
So yeah, you just like very quickly prevent your momentum, like thingy back and try and move around. the tent.
At the back of it though.
Yep, that's fine. Keeping outside,
Yeah,
no problem. Piper, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay, Piper is going to see this guy in front of her now. And I believe there is a disarm action.
There is in the general chance of like you can disarm someone with like a grapple check. It's part of the special moves.
Yeah. So she's going to try and wrestle the guy in front of her. She's going to try and wrestle his sword out of his hand.
Yeah, just clocking how terrible they kept a hold of that key. You're hoping you can try and punch their sword out.
Yeah.
Okay. This would be an athletics check.
Yep.
And they just have a flat roll.
Hopefully. No.
Unfortunately, as you try to do so, you pop out of the thicket and try and punch the sword out. They just are able to swerve out of the way, and they start coming back with their backhand towards you. Are you going to try and run away or move or anything, or are you gonna stay still?
So she's gonna duck and run this way.
All right, this will provoke 2 opportunity attacks. Is that fine?
Mm-hmm.
As the backhand comes swinging at you as you dodge past. That is going to critically miss, however. And the other one is going to come in for an 11 to hit, which also misses as you're able to duck under.
Yep,
All right,
and
I'm gonna say obviously because you try and like disarm someone, that is your action, and you aren't able to stealth as much.
That's fine.
Stealth at all. Alrighty then. That brings us back to the thralls. They are just gonna keep running after you, and they're gonna try and keep taking swings at you because there's no reason not to. Let's just take. I'm just gonna take 2d20s here. See if any hits. Nope, they both just miss you as they try and thingy under you. But your small stature makes it hard. The other thrall is gonna try and wrestle their sword out of the other NPC. This will be a flat roll against their +3, so a +3 for the NPC. Unfortunately, the NPC gets their the thrall comes in and just kind of rips the sword from their grip, but that did take their action to do so. Is there anything? I guess we then go to the NPC's turn, and the NPC turn is going to try and wrestle it back, I guess. +3, and let's see if okay. The NPC comes in and just fucking whacks the guy across the jaw and takes the sword back. However, that is still their action to do so, as they're just going to kind of wrestle us back and forth until one of them stops grabbing the sword out of the other one's hand. Father Ulysses, it is your turn. I'm going to have these thralls kind of advance to keep investigating what's going on.
Can
The other
I have a look around for like decent sized stick that I could use as a sort of club?
You certainly could. Are you just kind of glancing into the woods behind you and hoping you get lucky?
Yeah.
Let's see if there's one conveniently nearby. You're lucky, you can see one. Doesn't have to be off the moment, it's a club.
As long as it's like solid enough and a decent size that I can use it. Yeah, I'll grab that.
You do so. Are you going to move anywhere, or are you just going to move in to get the trunk and come back to this tent?
I'm gonna. If I went to the third tent, would the two at Piper see me?
The third tent. So this one here?
Yeah. How'd you do that? Because the left mouse button's not doing it on mine.
Have the arrow click to do it.
Maybe that's what
I think you've got the ruler on.
Mm-hmm.
There is a good chance they do spot you guys. You just be out of the open. The position you're currently in has you blocked from all angles.
What if I was to go here on that side it rather than the end?
Maybe, but then you also risk if this thrall comes like any closer, he might see down that alley. He doesn't currently, but there's a risk if he moves towards your cage, he would. But that's a risk you have to. It's up to you if you take or not.
I'll run up to this one at the back and hope that one of those two don't see me.
Yep, you've got like this little bit of thicket here that kind of blocks your view from the two chasing Piper. But you go ahead and do so. Piper, it's your turn.
Okay. Piper's got these guys still running after her.
You do. Piper, go ahead and give me a luck check. Just
Luck
roll a
check?
d20 for me. Yeah, no particular reason.
19.
Particular reason for a luck check.
No, that's fine. Everything seems to be going fine other than the two thralls already trying to attack you. But yes, you said you were doing for your turn?
So she's gonna have a quick glance around, see if she can see a stick as well. Like just lying on the ground that she'd be able to potentially make attacks with.
What would a d20 signify?
Oh, there's a rusty sword here.
What is one item?
It's like the scene in the Two Towers where Aragon's got the sword of the kids. Like, this is a good sword.
Yeah, as you glance around looking for a large trunk, what would Piper want to find more than anything?
More than anything at this moment would be a something that she could use to focus her spells. Some kind of arcane focus.
What's our arcane focus? Let's see. It would probably be only one of the common ones. You're unlikely to find. Actually, roll me another d20. Let's see how powerful an arcanite you find.
Not very.
You get one of the common ones. 1, 2. I think there's 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, there's 8. They come in 8 for the common. Roll me a d8.
D8. Hopefully it's not yellow.
No, I'll take away yellow and replace the one with something else.
1.
Ooh.
Well, it's not necessarily
you-
bad.
Yeah.
Are you aware of what Fool's Arcanite is?
As a player, yes. As a character, probably not.
Do you have proficiency in Arcana?
No.
Fair enough. As you glance around, you spot what looks to be a crystal that is similar properties to Arcanite. Kind of sparkles. Arcanite sparkles in a particular way that I can't describe because I have no idea how it just does.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to be almost semi-transparent, almost like a slightly opaque glass, or a semi-opaque glass. And for a second, you're not entirely sure that it is Arcanite, but something inside you is like, why the fuck not try?
Mm-hmm.
As you grab for the Arcanite, or as you grab for this like small chunk of like quartz crystal that looks like Arcanite, you grab it and you find it and you hold it within your hands. I'm gonna say it's like just at your foot as you're looking around for it.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do with it? You pick it up, you have it in your hand.
Yep, so she's gonna bend down, quickly grab it, and she's gonna swing round, and in like a slashing movement with her like fingers, and if she can, she's gonna try cast a cantrip of primal savagery.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a d6.
D6. 5.
The spell works as normal. There are no consequences.
Cool. So she slashes at the first one for a 19 to hit and 5 acid damage.
And 5 acid damage. He takes it and you bloody this throw. Is this the one that had the keys or the one that was laughing? Your choice.
Well, I thought the one was the one that was on patrol and the one that had the keys. I thought the laughing one was the one.
Oh yeah,
this one,
you're correct. Yeah, so one on patrol, one with the keys.
So it'd be
You might want to go for the one that you bit.
yeah, so it would be the one that had the keys.
All right,
to
then
be
you
honest, it'd be
just
whichever
fucking.
one's closest to her, really.
To be fair, they're both right next to you within 5 feet. Because they're both chasing you and trying to slight you down. Yep, this guy is now just. What would you say you were doing, an acid attack? Or just
It's acid, yeah. Primal Savage does that acid damage.
Great, this one now has an acid burn across his face and is now bloodied as he wails out with a cry of pain. But is that your turn?
Yep, she's gonna grin. Because she can do magic again. She's gonna go, magic's back on, boys.
This guy's gonna look at you, fucking hatred in his eyes as he's gonna come sweeping in here. Let's see if he gets lucky. Nope.
Nope.
Other guy's gonna come sweeping in as well. I like how you've taken these two off into the woods to fight them.
Nope.
They are just trying to clobber you down now. They're starting to look around. They're a little bit concerned here. They might need to get back up. You've got access to magic now. Probably should try and just arm you, but they'll do that next round. Let's see. That's those two. The thrall lost their sword, if I remember correctly, and needs to get it back again.
The one with the
Who
halfling,
doesn't?
yeah. The one with the halfling. This one. Because she managed to grab
Yep.
it out of it, yeah.
She did grab it
got the
out,
sword.
and then she critically failed, and he got it back. As these two are just like grappling for the
Pass the
sword
sword.
between the bars. As he calls out, the other two are gonna pick up. They're now close enough within 30 feet to realize what's going on, and they are gonna start dashing over this round. I'm just gonna say they dash over, and they're gonna try and wreck the fucking sword. Actually, they're just gonna fucking stab her next round.
Mhm.
Father Ulysses, it's your turn. Unfortunately for this NPC, problems seem to have mounted into worse. Luckily, they've yet to notice that you're missing from the cage. What would you like to do?
Uh,
This might actually accidentally end up being a 2-shot if you survive. You get to even get into the temple. To be fair, I was wondering if you'd actually managed to stealth out of this one, but alas, one day you'll learn how to be stealthy. One day.
I mean, I could have stealthed, but
You could have just stealthed around until you found an arcane focus, came back, given it to the paladin, and then made your escape.
yeah, good one. Didn't though.
But Father Ulysses, what would you like to do?
I'll dive over to here, around the corner of the tent a little bit, and throw my stick at the closest throw.
How far away are you? I'm pretty sure you can just run up and beat them if you'd like. You don't need to throw it. You are within 30 feet of the closest one.
Yeah, I'll run up and take a swipe.
Yeah. All right. Well, what's your channel divinity for your war clerk?
It says
Channel divinity you don't need a focus for.
guided strike.
Yeah, so it's a +10 to your attack.
Yeah, roll after the roll, but before knowing the result.
But to be fair, that is a once per short rest. You might want to save that for if you get encountered with the mind flare. But go ahead and if you're running up to make an attack, go ahead and run up
I
and make
also
an
have War God's Blessing.
What does that do?
And it's when a creature within 30 feet of you makes an attack roll, you can use your reaction using Channel Divinity to
Yeah.
grant
I mean,
the
you
creature
do-
a +10.
You do also have a War Priest ability that you can attack, make another attack on a
yes.
bonus attack.
I do.
Cool. I didn't know that's
It's when you attack use the attack action, you can make one weapon attack as a bonus action. You can use this feature 3 times. It goes to your Wisdom modifier.
Yeah, I'm reading it now. But yeah, if you'd like to make a attack with your action, go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna up to and swipe at him with.
We'll say this is like a
stick.
club. How much damage does a club do?
3 bludgeoning.
It's a DD. It's a 1d4.
I'm just looking at unarmed stick, unarmed strike. Sorry.
Oh, then roll me. I'll let you use a club because you deliberately searched one and succeeded. So it's a D4 plus your strength.
D4 plus strength.
So go ahead and roll me a D4.
What does that say? That should be
Okay,
a
so
3.
same.
Yes,
Yeah, it's a plus
3.
3, so you deal 4 again. Would you like to make a bonus action at using and expending one of your wisdoms, one of your slots?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and make me another attack. Then, oh wait, did you roll for the attack? Roll for the attack.
Yeah, no, I never.
I don't actually know if it hits. I just assumed it did. Make me roll me a d20. Let's see if the first hit. What's that plus? What's your strength and your proficiency?
It'll
plus
be
no, plus 2.
It's 11.
11. Ooh, 11 unfortunately misses. They have a DC 12. So that first strike you don't even get in. They clock you just as you're coming up to them and are able to like back away and avoid your strike. But go ahead and make your bonus attack for Like if you have like a weapon attack, just roll that, and I'll.
Jesus.
Ooh, unfortunately, you are just far too concussed from your earlier mind blast that you are off your game today. As they dance away from you. Well, they don't really dance away from you, but they
And
are
that
getting.
one, may as well.
Unfortunately, you miss both attacks from this throw as they dance away from you and get their sword at the ready. Where the fuck did you come from? But Ulysses, is that your turn? I believe that was an action and a bonus action.
Yes.
All right. Piper, go ahead and make me another fate check.
Check.
Yeah, another d20.
Nope.
Interesting. Who knows what that's about? But Piper, it's your turn.
Yeah, I've got an idea. So, Piper's gonna grin, look at the ground, look up at them, and gripping the Arcanite, she's gonna cast a fog cloud.
Okay, and what level is Fog Cloud?
First.
First level, huh? Okay. Roll me a d6.
D6. 4.
Nothing. Spell works as intended.
Cool. So, yep. Spilling out from where she's standing, a 20-foot radius sphere of fog starts to flow out, and knowing what direction she was, she's gonna turn around and start running towards the camp again.
10, 20. Huh, that's not a rectangle.
There is a area of effect thing now.
That's gonna do it for now.
Fair enough.
Wait, was it 20 radius or it is 20 radius, isn't it?
20 radius sphere, yeah.
Nice. Just before, as you're conjuring this, and you can see the magic swelling through you, through the crystal, and fog emanating from your palm. You glance over to a little break in the tree branch as Justice comes swaggering into view. Just fucking ferret, man. Bet it would have tasted so. Just locks eyes with you. What the fuck? As the fog envelops all of you. But with that, we're gonna take a first little mini break because I need more water.
Yep.
As this has fully descended into chaos.
What did you expect?
That you would stealthily break out of your cage, maybe free a couple other prisoners, grab a weapon or two, go straight into the temple. Bada bing, bada boom, we can explore the lovely temple I create. I was like, you know what? Just going into temple's no fun. You know, like I want a little bit of stakes up first. I know. Let's pull an old book from. 'Cause I think something similar can happen in Chult. Let's have them be like kidnapped, and they're gonna have to work their way out, and you know, it gives maybe they're not going into the temple fully prepared. Maybe they got their full dungeoneer equipment if they don't risk it.
Yeah.
Plus, I just wanted to. I always love to see if eventually you guys will learn to not go straight into combat. But never. But yes, we'll be back in a couple minutes. We'll see you in a bit.
I really don't know what Chris expected us to not. I
I think he did figure it this much, but hoped.
Yeah. I mean, I'm playing. Of course, there's going to be a certain element of chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't expecting the whole no magic. Oh fuck.
Yeah, the whole no magic part of it, that's definitely taken its toll.
Yeah. For me, big time, because things I could have cast on you to have helped you.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I was thinking going for a martial character, but decided against it because I've not played a druid for a while.
Somehow I read that as rogue when you put up what you were.
All right.
I was like, rogue, that's good, because one of the spells I took was find traps.
Oh, I took find traps as well.
But because I read it as rogue, it's like, okay, I can change that.
Mhm.
Because,
No.
like, Ben's a rogue, he's gonna, like, be able to find traps.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause,
like
you
I
know,
say,
that's what rogues do.
yeah. I mean,
When I
took
saw it again today, it's like, oh shit.
yeah. I mean, I took the find trap spell as well, because Piper is a smuggler, so she's used to like
Yeah.
doing shit like this. But yeah, I didn't, like I say, didn't expect the whole like magic is any kind of magic, even basic somatic verbal stuff. You need focus
Yeah. I do have an idea, but it's gonna be a bad idea.
for. Oh, I mean, I've got an idea for what Chris is making me roll the d6 for as well.
I believe that. I'm thinking of it. Crashing up to the fire, put my stick in it, and then if the closest throw still stays there, attack him with a flaming stick.
Yeah, go for it.
And that's only 10 feet, so even if he does move, I can. I mean, I could even start to burn the other cage down.
with the halfling in it.
It just stays away from the flames, obviously.
I mean, she it would be very hard for her to like stay away from the flames, though.
That was more of a joke.
Mm.
But yeah, attack at least one of those thralls.
I've returned.
I have returned.
Are we
Welcome.
all ready?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Close out these.
Then let us resume the combat of the thralls. Will we alert the mind flare that prisoners have escaped? Will you have to fight a mind flare without weapons? Only time will tell. Let's find out as we resume Alterra, the template of the pink serpent. Because that's just now what it is. Where were we? Previously, Piper had done a fog cloud, having just locked eyes with Justice, the returned werewolf Thrall. Who,
Yep. And
you haven't...
Piper started running towards the camp, knowing where roughly the direction to go into.
That's fair. They don't have line of sight. They can't attack you. It is, however, their turn. They can still hear you running off in that direction. You wouldn't have time to stealth. I guess they just follow you. But unsure where you are, they're not going to attack. They're just going to follow, or they're going to like cautiously follow after you.
Mm-hmm.
Thrall is also going to cautiously. Well, he can just transform. He's a bit more nature bound, so he's actually going to dash in out of the fog. And like thingy around and kind of see what the fuck's going on here, and just spot all of this commotion. Let's see. For the other thralls, one of them is attempting to get their sword back. Did they? Oh shit! What was the last one? I believe the last person failed. Yeah, because they rolled a natural one. So the thrall does have their sword back now. They're gonna. You know, no, the keys are just abandoned there now. Do they attack if they've got their weapons back? No, I think they just take a step back. And I think they all notice Ulysses at this point. Yeah. With Ulysses still an active threat, they just leave the person in the cage. There's no harm to them so long as they don't have a weapon. And they're all gonna lock eyes with Ulysses. And you know what? The one of the guys who just like dodged your attack is gonna stare at you, look at all three of his comrades, is gonna like flick his head behind you over to Justice to kind of like draw your attention to him. And it's just gonna like point his sword at you. Well, this one's gonna be a little bit more of a wanker. Well, what we seem to have here is a miscalculation on your part. It seems we have you outnumbered 4-1. Now, either you can drop the giant log, return to your cage, and be a delicious snack for our master, or we're going to stab the ever-loving fuck out of you. Which would you prefer?
To be honest, neither of them.
Sounds
My
like
friends
you're
and my
gunning for a
faith
ton.
will defeat you.
Just kind of glances behind you as fog starts rolling out of the forest. I don't like the look of that. I think the master will understand if we cut our losses here. This is clearly a tainted crop. Yes, I'm just gonna kill you now. As he's gonna come swinging at you. For a 19 to hit Ulysses.
That'll hit.
As this is a d6 plus 1 they have for 7 slashing damage. And they're just gonna start circling you and just like fucking beating the crap out of you. Does a natural 20 hit? Well, shit.
Justin, no more.
6 more slashing damage. And the last guy's gonna come in for a 15 to hit.
That hits.
Without your armor, unfortunately, is another 5 slashing damage. What is that? That is like 18 slashing damage altogether.
Yeah.
Justice doesn't get to go till next round because they moved into the clearing this round. Yeah, they're just gonna like start trying to take you down and are kind of like getting a little concerned that you're still fucking not bloodied yet. Which I assume you're not, given your level 8.
No.
But that is going to be their... Yeah, we'll wait until you see how hard you hit. They don't think you're a threat just yet. Okay, so with that, I believe, Father Ulysses, that's your turn.
So, I'm gonna are up to the fire. And my stick in there. And attack the closest thrall to me with a flaming stick.
Flaming stick. What is flaming stick?
It's a stick that's on fire.
Fair enough, make me an attack roll. You kind of just shuffle over, swipe your log down through the fire.
Plus, what would be...
That's fine, it hits.
3, you said?
Yeah, it hits. Roll me 2d4, and I'll make the second one a little extra fire damage.
2d4 is 8.
Okay, so you got one hell of a swing. Now this is, of course, going to like blacken your weapon. It's gonna burn very quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that you get maybe one more round with this weapon, but at disadvantage because it's on fire and the half burned through. And then after that, it's going to be fully gone.
Yeah, that's fair.
For now, with your, I think you had a +3 strength. So if like your 7 bludgeoning damage as you whack into this guy, then 6 bludgeoning damage as you whack into this guy, and an extra 4 fire damage as you fling ash and flame into this thrall's face. They're fucking out. They're gone. You just kill them. You don't even bloody them. They go straight from full health to nothing.
I repeat, I said to you, my friends and my faith will defeat
you using your bonus action?
Do you not believe me? And can I use intimidation with that? To make that sound more intimidating to them.
I'll give you
no worries.
I'll give you a passive intimidation, so go ahead and roll me an intimidation check at disadvantage. Like, they still have you outnumbered. Like, what you did was pretty impressive, but unfortunately, You see, like, the glaze in their eye, they seem to be much harder to intimidate than a regular ruffian. It appears whatever mind control they're under makes them more resistant to kind of accepting the fear in front of them. They are fighting on irregardless of their life. They are truly gone. They have a fanaticism in their eyes. But if you make a bonus attack, go ahead and roll attack.
Yeah. That'll hit.
Yep, go ahead and roll another 2d4. Let's see if this one is as powerful.
6.
5. Ooh, not quite enough to take it out, but you do bloody one of them. So with the 5 bludgeoning damage and an extra 3 fire damage for 8 altogether. The second one is heavily bloodied, but still standing. All right, is that you? By which I mean, it is you, unless you want to move, because that's your bonus action.
Yeah, action-wise, yes. So I'm just seeing where I can move to. Is he 5 feet in front of me? You know, if I moved, would he get an opportunity attack?
Yes, they all were within 5 feet of you. Or at least these 2 in front of you are within 5 feet, because they came up and attacked you.
And I'll currently stay where I am.
Very wise. After you, I believe we go back to Piper, because apparently we are not doing turn order in this. It all just kind of happened. Piper, it's your turn.
Okay. So Piper is gonna keep running out, and end up next to Ulysses.
My child, you're still alive. Thank the gods.
Yeah.
That's fair.
She is gonna go up to this one here, and she's gonna try slashing at him with Primal Savagery again.
Alright. And are you having to cast this again?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Okay. Then go ahead and roll me a d6.
D6. 4.
It works as intended.
Cool. So she makes a slash for a crit.
Was this the... Ooh. Was this the bloodied
Ooh,
one, or
damn.
the one straight in front of you?
The one literally straight from me here.
All right. Well, he's gone. He's down.
I mean, you can't get much more primal.
No. And then she's gonna like turn around and growl.
This middle one is starting to rethink his odds here.
He wouldn't listen to me.
I wouldn't listen to you. Is that your turn?
That'd be me. I don't believe I've got any bonus actions that I could do. Double check.
All right. Justice, apparently who is the leader of this gang now, or at least like little lieutenant, is going to step forward up to the 2 of you. He's kind of on top of you both, so be it. Is going to look at the guy opposite. It looks like these How the fuck did he sound? Looks like these troublemakers are a little bit more hassle than they're worth. You! I think it's time we alert our master to the problems going on here.
One guy with a half burnt face, the other guy with a half melted face.
To be fair, those guys are still in the fog. He's talking to the one opposite that is still, that has one hit point.
Yeah, so like, I thought this guy had like the burnt face, and then the one that
That's true.
I've just killed half melted face with the acid.
No, the acid guy's behind you. That was one of the other guys. Burn face.
I mean, the one that I just killed. That was from savagery. That's acid sacket still.
Oh, you mean new burn? Okay, I thought you meant the last guy behind you who saw the burn face.
The one that I just killed just then.
Yeah, but they're dead. They don't count. They lose their nicknames.
That's fine.
But forgot his name.
Justice.
Justice, that's what it was. There's too many names on the screen. Justice is gonna come and claw attack. He's gonna break out into his hybrid form, and I believe he gets 2 attacks. Ooh, nice. He does get 2 attacks. Gets a bite attack. Okay. I guess he's just gonna bite into Ulysses then. Biting
What
into
did I do?
Ulysses. You're there. You're a big target. Doesn't have to crouch down as much. A 13 to hit Ulysses.
Oh, that hits.
Ooh, this is gonna be a lichen bite as well. That is 6 piercing damage. Now, by any chance, are you humanoid?
Yeah.
Could you make me a Constitution saving throw for no reason in particular?
I don't suppose this could have been by a trap.
No, unfortunately not. That's for if you
Uh,
actually ever make it into the temple.
Con save, yeah.
Yep, Constitution saving throw.
11.
11?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I'll need to keep a note of that for later. But yeah, nothing currently happens. He's gonna make a claw attack at you. Actually, you know what? No, let's claw attack the other one. He's gonna bite you and then just reach out and try to claw at Piper. So +4 to hit. An 18 to hit Piper.
Yep.
For 4 slashing damage.
Sure, take it.
Where did I put my notes for this session? Scroll down. Father Ulysses got an 11 on a lichen save. Let's hope that doesn't come and bite everybody in the butt in the future.
Like what you did there.
But that was their turn. Bernie McBurnface here is going to disengage. So if any of you have Sentinel, now is the time. But it's going
I
to
thought about it.
5, 10,
I
15.
chose against.
And they are going to start running for this wooden house on the hill. At the same time, Acid Burn is going to grope around for this and come out over here. And this Thrall is also going to come out, and they're just going to get themselves into position, kind of surrounding you guys on either side within 5 feet, but they did have to dash to get there. I'm going to get rid of the fog for now, because it's no longer useful. Oh, too many people, too many things. But with that, Father Ulysses' turn? Yeah, you come after the Thralls. I only have to remember, like, 2 things. How am I forgetting the turn order? Too many NPCs to control. Father Ulysses, what would you like to do? The one you were fighting has started running away.
I'm gonna run. Yeah, I'm gonna run up. So, attempt to run up, and just hit him.
The one that's running away?
Yeah.
You would provoke 3 opportunity attacks from the other Thralls.
It's as fine as it can be.
I'm also going to get rid of the dead Thralls here, because they're supposed to be, like, slightly further in here. There you go. I just couldn't because of the dead corpses. Alright. In that case, let's have a look. We'll do Justice first, because they're the heavy hitter of the group. They're just going to do a claw attack at you. 16 to hit.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they already bit you enough. They're just going to scratch at your back as you flee. For 8 slashing damage. And then the 2 other ones are going to come in for a 6 to hit. And a 9 to hit.
Misses.
So you just take like a massive scratch up the back, but you're able to move out and
I
give
got that
chase.
itch.
give chase to this burned thrall. What would you like to do?
I just punch him in the face.
Make me an attack roll. You still have a half-burnt log if you want to attack at disadvantage, or you can just attack with your fist at a flat roll. You're probably better just to abandon the stick and punch him at this point.
Yeah.
You know he's looking really
Just
bad.
unarmed strike.
Yep. He is like wobbling on his feet as he's running forward. You can see blood just kind of dripping.
14.
14 hits. How would you like to just knock this guy out or take this guy out?
And I ran up, crouched down, grabbed some loose dirt, tucked it in his eyes, and then punched him in the face.
Fair enough. You do so. He goes down. Now that did take you all of your movement to get to him because he moved 30 feet away from you, so it would have taken you 30 feet to get to him. So unfortunately you aren't able to get back to any of the other ones to attack them or anything, but you do have a bonus action
That's
if
fine.
you have a...
I would also do like the sign of the cross on myself.
That's fair, you do so. Piper, it's your turn.
Okay.
You can see this, the caged, you know what, those keys are actually very fucking close. She's gonna try reach for them. I realize she's not been doing anything, she's just been watching this stunned.
Mhm.
He's just been passing a sword back and forth.
Yeah, she was actually, she was grabbing for them, but unfortunately the cultist kind of staggered and kicked them a little just outside her reach, so her hand's barely able to get them. Just a little bit too far. But yes, Piper, it's your turn.
Okay. This is Justice here, isn't it?
Yes, the one with the purple dot.
Okay.
But all of them have already done their opportunity attacks and used up their reactions.
That's fine. So yeah, again, Piper is going to try to Primal Savagery, jabbing her fingers into Justice's ribs.
Then roll me that d6.
D6.
What could go wrong? What could go
Four
wrong?
again.
I'm sure nothing goes wrong. I don't know why you keep wondering if anything's going to go wrong. Nothing's going wrong.
For a 18 to hit.
This is the luckiest Fool's Arcanite you've ever come across.
Yep.
Were you hitting Justice there?
Yeah. So sorry, not 18 to hit. 24 to hit.
Okay, 24 hits Justice.
And that is 17 acid.
17 acid. I assume a werewolf has nothing against acid. Nope, they just take it. But that seems to bloody them.
Cool.
But they are still standing. Anyone else would be fucking dead by now, but not Justice.
And then she's gonna go whoop, 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 and then run back into the fog.
Yep, okay. You do so. That is your turn. It is then going to be Justice and the other guy's turn. Let's see. He's gonna kind of glance over, see that Ulysses has already taken out the other guy. Glance back at Piper now hiding in this damn fog. He's gonna like reach up, just squeeze the bridge of his nose in his half-lichen form, in his little hybrid form. Oh,
He looked at me, I would just look at him, tilt my head, and like raise my eyebrows. Like,
Alright.
did I tell you?
I've got a good scent on the lass. I'll take care of her later. You two, as he turns to the other two. If either one of you fucking dies between here and the Master's lair, the Master, we can call it like the Master's hut, I will rip your throats out. Leave this one to me. As he's going to try and bite back at Ulysses again. For a 16 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That'll hit. Let's have a look. This is a D8. 4 piercing damage, and I'm pretty sure you're already cursed.
I was bitten.
Mm-hmm.
The outcome of that was, I don't know.
An 8 to slash you with his claws.
That misses.
Since these two have nobody here, they are
You're
going
filthy
to...
paws to yourself.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. They're going to dash for 60. You know what? As this one dashes past, he's actually going to stop him and go, you know what? I changed my mind. Go get everyone else. These two are a little bit more powerful than the usual runts. Thrall nods to him, starts running off in the other direction. Looks like they're about to go alert the entire camp to your escape. But anyway, Father Ulysses, it's your turn. You're one of the thralls have just ran past you, one of the ones with the acid burn, and you're facing down Justice, the hybrid werewolf now. What would you like to do? Things are not looking good for you. You are kind of winning, but it looks like they've gone and gotten reinforcements, or at least are about to go try and get reinforcements.
I think I'm just gonna hit him. Unarmed strike.
Alright, go for it.
18.
18 hits. And that is a unarmed strike for 3 bludgeoning. Takes it. Oh, wait. 1 second. Has he just got immunity? Ooh. Is your punch silvered? Or magical in any way?
I wouldn't have thought so.
Unfortunately, because I forgot he is a werewolf, as you punch him, he just like turns his head, turns it back to you, and grins. Do you not know the first thing about werewolves? That punch.
I thought you just hadn't shaved for a while.
Piss off, mate. But you know I fucking groom every morning. Just for that, I'm gonna make sure you're double dead.
I have faith, my child.
But it won't be enough if you die. Piper, it's your turn.
Okay. So, Piper, hearing the commotion, is gonna run out the fog to here. She's
You just see the NPC in the cage kind of like stretching, just unable to reach the keys.
as she runs past, she's gonna kick the keys towards the cage.
You do so?
Would that be like an object interaction sort of thing?
Yeah, it's not being held by anyone.
Cool. And
Kick them in as you're passing.
Yeah. And then from here, she's gonna grip the Arcanite again and make a fireball in her hand using Produce Flame, or at least try to.
Roll me that D6.
For
Let's find out if
2.
anything.
Oh.
No, that's fair. This is a cantrip, right?
Yeah, cantrip.
Then it works as intended.
Cool. So fireball appears in her hand, and then it snuffs out.
Oh, this is such an unfortunate combat.
That's my 3rd nat 1 of the night so far.
Oh my god. Wow. Apparently whenever I make you the underdogs, the dice gods just fucking hate you.
This is a true underdog story.
It's like super powered or not all.
Yep, and then she runs back into the fog.
Yeah, that's fair. You do so. Let's see. NPC goes after the thralls, so this thrall's going to continue running. They're just going to dash 10, 20, 30. I think they make it all the way up to this, tells us what's going on. 10, 20, 30. They also dash, tell the other guys what's going on. Ooh, next round's not looking good. Let's go ahead and see if I can take out... Is Ulysses bloodied yet?
Yeah.
Ooh, can Justice... I hope you guys know, the highest, like, CR right now is 3. And that's just Justice. And I like, half Justice's health for this. Wild. But they're going to come in for a 17 to hit Ulysses.
Yeah.
They're just going to take another giant old bite out of your neck. 7 more piercing damage. Who says I can't kill the party with a bunch of, like, one CR3 bloodied already and a couple CR8s. It's all about strategy. They're gonna come in with some claw attacks. Thank God this is a one-shot. Ooh, and they're gonna miss the claw attack. NPC's gonna grab the keys and they have the keys. They're just taking action to let themselves out. So yeah, they're gonna use an action and they are going to step out. They're gonna try and step out just 10 feet away. They don't really get a choice, do they? Well, I don't know why I decided to put the door's on the north anyway, because that's where I took them out. What do they do? What was her MO again? I'm double checking what the motivation of this halfling is. She wants to help you, but not enough. She is going to be really quiet and hope that Justice doesn't turn around towards her because she doesn't have an action to disengage. But there's nothing else she really can do this round anyway, so that's fine. Okay, so that's them. We go back to Father Ulysses.
And I'm gonna take a kick at him.
As in, there's another unarmed strike flavored as a kick, or?
Yeah.
Alright, go for it.
15.
15 hits. You do so, but remember, unless it's magic or silvered, this werewolf is immune.
I forgot about that.
Would you like to revise your action because you are a very wise character and also a war cleric?
Yes.
If anyone is not going to make that bad a mistake in war, it's going to be the war cleric. You can either disengage and try and run and find a... I don't even know if you had a silver... I don't think you had a silvered weapon on you. You'd have no
But they
reason
would
to.
have taken it away, I would have thought.
I guess you could go and find your holy symbol somewhere, or your or some sort of arcane foci, so you can cast a smite or something. Or you can just try and wrestle him. You can try and drag him over to the fire and stick his face in it.
I mean, I would
What would you like to do?
disengage and go up this path going around the corner where Piper went.
Did you see Piper? You saw Piper run south.
No,
and-
but I can see that the path goes round the corner.
Yeah, that's fine. If you disengage, go ahead and move your 30 feet. While you're doing that, we go back to Piper.
Okay. So Piper again is gonna run out of the fog. Ulysses went that way.
I'm just gonna get rid of this guy here. Yep, over to the left he is.
Yep. Then, because she had more luck with her primal savagery than she did with throwing the fireball, she's going to grip the crystal again. And let's do a d6 for 2 and attack.
Melee range for this?
Yeah, so she'll go into melee. But every time I try and move it, because the squares aren't aligned.
Oh yeah. I think it's because they're actually slightly misshapen. It's probably the D&D maps always having squares on them.
Yeah, so she gets into thingy with him. I'm assuming the 11 misses.
It does. Her DC is 12.
Yep. And then she's going to run this way as well.
Alright, provoking an opportunity attack.
Yep.
Go ahead and do the little claw attack then. A 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
She's just trying... I don't like doing a bite as reaction. It makes no sense. You can save that for later. What is this? This is the 2d4 plus 2. For 7 slashing damage.
Take it.
All right.
She is now blooded.
Ooh, if that's you, it's now time for the thrall. It's just as he would have to be aware. He's got high passive. Does he care? She doesn't have a weapon. She's looking pretty timid. Yeah, and his anger is really focused on you two right now. So he is going to provoke an opportunity attack since she doesn't have a weapon. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a weapon or a caster, so there's not even, like, she could do any reaction. And he is just going to chase you two down. Which means he can also try and do a bite attack against Piper now. A 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
So that is going to be the D8 plus 2 for a 10 piercing damage.
Ow.
And I need a Constitution saving throw.
11 seems to be fine.
10 damage.
God, you guys
Oh.
might actually die before the Mind Flayer gets here.
19. Oh, 21 even, sorry. It was 19.
Nice.
I'll die.
He is going to follow up because you are just behind Ulysses with a claw attack for Piper as well, but that is a 7 and he misses. The thralls are just they're gonna like hesitate outside this door. Neither one of them wants to go in and tell the master the prisoners have escaped.
Killed a
But
couple of guards.
eventually they do just kind of like slowly open the door and just like call in. And you just hear the door like shut behind. Think he got it? I think he got it. They both start backing away from the door. These guys are all gonna start. Nope, go back. I don't want to get all of you. I just want to get the thralls, please. They're gonna start descending. They have dash 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That's about 60. They're all gonna start running over this way. The commotion is pretty far. Do these two also come down? I guess one of them comes and has a look. Right, because it's like getting 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. They're gonna at least come and kind of see what's going on over here. As we get the whole area down. Even this guy is like, what the hell's going on over here? But that is all of the Thrall's attack. It is the NPC's turn. She is noticing these guys charging towards her. 10, 20, 30. She doesn't see any weapons. The weapons are probably all... she spots the weapons all the way over there. There's no way to get to those without the guard, so... she kind of like looks at you and you see like... She's going to try and use her hands to communicate with you. Do either of you know sign language? I assume neither of you pick that
I
language.
didn't even see it.
Nope.
Specialty language. When you can ask the DM for. But failing that, she's just gonna like shrug at you, look like kind of like sweep her hand at all of the thralls running towards you, and is gonna start running down the road.
I was gonna say I've got an observant, but it's not understand that a language I understand.
Unfortunately, this
Couldn't
NPC
read
does
her
not like her
lips.
chances. But it is now Father Ulysses' turn.
I would run up to the car and have a look in it just to see if there was like any weapons of any kind.
Go ahead
Or
and roll
anything.
me a d20 for a luck check as you run up to this car and see if anything got snagged in the heavy armor.
Just anything I can use to help it. Ooh.
What is the one smallish item that Father Ulysses would want to find in this cart?
More than anything, an arcane foci.
Yep. You find your religious icon, because all religious icon have a small bead of Arcanite in them to allow for arcane channeling after all. What is the shape of your... I mean, if you're going Ryan's symbol is a winged sword. So would you like a medallion of the winged sword?
Yeah.
Then there you go. It has probably a red Arcanite gem embedded into it because war clerics love empowering their fucking strikes. To be fair, this small a bead is more for flavor than any mechanical benefit. But you find your spellcasting foci and now have access to your spellcasting. What would you like to do? Presumably it took just your movement to get here. You still have an action.
It took about 25 feet.
Then you have your action and 5 foot of movement.
And I would say first, like, oh, thank Ryan. I have my arcane foci now. Would I see the heavy armor, or is that instead of the arcane foci?
I mean, you see, this whole cart is just full of armor.
Yeah, like you see the armor. It's not like you
Oh,
misplace it.
Okay, yeah.
It does take
My
a few
action,
minutes. It does take a few
possible,
minutes.
would be
to put
put
it
it on.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, heavy armor, because there's so many belts and buckles and so much you need to equip it, unless you have a magic item called the Dawn Doff armor or something that is an action to Dawn Doff,
No.
it takes like a solid 10 minutes to get you fitted in your armor. This is actually why most
it's full armor then.
Yeah, any heavy armor takes time to get on and off. It's why sometimes people just sleep in their armor, but there are, if you play by base rules, detriments to that in terms of you only get like a half long rest.
Because it's not as comfy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
There's also like the danger of why you want watches, because the most dangerous part is like if I throw a surprise ambush at you while you're sleeping. In theory, you wouldn't have your armor on for this exact reason.
That's fair.
But yes, is there any? If you have any high-powered spells you want to throw out, you might want to do it now before the Mind Flare gets here.
Yeah, I'm gonna. What healing spells am I gonna do to myself?
What else you got?
I'm gonna. What was more? I'm gonna do Cure Wounds, 2nd level.
2nd level? All right, go for it.
8+2. Come on, what are you giving me? 11.
Not bad. You get 11 health
Bad.
back. But that is your action to do so. And you're not near anyone to use your...
Could I have a look round to see if there's anything lying about that maybe of assistance to me?
As you glance about, unfortunately, there's nothing in your immediate vicinity, and anything of a more thorough search would take too long, since you've already done so much this
That's
round.
fair, it was just like a quick scan.
Not in your immediate vicinity. But while you do
okay,
that, Piper, it's your turn. There is a werewolf on your heels. What would you like to do?
So she's gonna spin round in the spot, squeeze the crystal, and try clawing at his face with Primal Slash again.
All right, go for it. He is bloodied.
So
Let's see if you get a high enough damage.
I need to roll the d6 first, and that's a 1.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that can't be bad.
Well,
Maybe.
go ahead and continue your attack for now, and I'll tell you what happens.
For a 18 to hit
Okay, so, and that's 12 damage, right?
and 12 acid damage. Yeah.
Right. So, unbeknownst to you, Justice has 11 hit points left. As you go and strike into Justice's face, the way Full Arcanite works is that it's a very temperamental and fragile Arcanite. It can still be used as an arcane focus in a pinch, but the reason it's not commonly used, at least not while not being heavily reinforced, which you guys don't currently have the technology for in this universe, is because it is very volatile when arcane magic is flowing through, or any current magic is flowing through it, and has a tendency to explode. Not yellow arcanite explode, but shatter into 1,000 pieces explode. Luckily, however, it still casts the spell while doing so. It just does it as its final action. So you're always guaranteed to get one spell off. It's just the arcane focus might break while doing it.
Mhm.
Describe to me what happens in the series of events as the arcane focus breaks and you make your final attack, taking down and defeating Justice.
So as she claws at his head, her nails lengthen and acid drips down from it, and she slashes him across the face. In meanwhile, in her other hand, the Fool's Arcanite essentially just shatters and like falls from her hand like dust.
And with that, as Justice plummets to the ground, acid just burning into his flesh, your arcane foci served you well. We pay a moment of silence for this very brave arcane
It did
focus
actually.
Yeah.
that managed to allow you to take down a werewolf. It was very, very timely. Like, it broke just as you defeated him, too.
So she like as she does it, she looks at him going down, goes yes, notices it like the disintegrating focus in her hand. She goes shit,
Son of a bitch.
and then starts
Fortunately
running.
for now, it means you are out of magic until you find another foci.
Yep. Then she starts running towards Ulysses.
Yep, move wherever you like to go. It is now the Thrall's turn, and the Thralls are gonna fucking back. Like, they've seen what's going on. These guys are actually just gonna keep running to, oh no, I've stolen the leather armor. I just need the Thralls. Don't need the leather. Go back over here. 10,
Piper could do with the
20,
leather
30,
armor.
40, 50, 60. I guess they're gonna run up to Justice and be like, oh shit, Justice is dead. I thought that guy was fucking...
Who's in charge now?
These two are actually gonna keep their eye on this NPC. They think 2 is enough to capture her. She's unarmed. These two are gonna turn and see fucking used to just taking on everybody. And while that is all happening, stepping out a corner, because there's a tree in the way. Stepping around and into view, and I don't have the mini for the Mind Flayer, but I assume it's the proper mini for the Mind Flayer. Stepping into view, looking down from the 5-foot incline up the hill in this full Mind Flayer regal attire. Just hands kind of like almost monk floating in front of them up their long sleeves. They're not rushing, clearly. They're just like slowly moving into view. As they stare down at you, you see the octopi tentacled face of a Mind Flayer. Bum, bum, bum. But we're going to say he dashed his turn to get this far. So that is him for now. We'll put him at the top of the initiative order. But as he stares down, watching all of you, he's not even going to say anything. He is just going to watch with curiosity as the play unfolds. Father Ulysses, it is your turn as you feel the kind of prickle running down your neck. Are you still bloodied, even after your healing?
Yeah.
You look over at Piper. Piper has just lost their...
That changed. That went down, huh? Oh, I must have clicked damage instead of heal.
Like, go ahead and heal yourself. As you realize you are unarmored, you only have an arcane focus. You still don't have a weapon. Piper has just lost their arcane foci. Still don't have a weapon. And you are now facing down what from your perspective, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 thralls and a Mind Flayer. What would you like to do for your turn? You have 10 minutes to live.
I could put that armor on and maybe last a bit longer.
Oh, sorry, you have 10 minutes in real life to live. You probably only have 2 rounds. If you die in the D&D game, you die in real life.
Did this become an inception?
Yeah. So what's Father Ulysses gonna do? These are unbeatable odds. You gonna die fighting? You gonna run? What would they do in this moment? How are they feeling? Are they feeling afraid? Are they feeling like a mad, heroic, insane war cleric?
Because briefly
You,
came out of roll 20 there, but
uh,
it's coming back in.
but to be fair, what would you like to do? You can still tell me what you'd like to do before you roll for anything.
I was about to check to see if her paladin friend or whatever she is within 30 feet of me.
I do not believe so. Let me double check for you. She is 40 feet away from you,
Uh,
and getting further away as she bolts for it. Oh, you know what? I forgot to actually move her. She is supposed to be another 60 feet. Yeah, she's gone. She is running off the map. I forgot she had her turn. I was too busy on the thrills and the mind flare. She is more than 60 feet away from. She is like 90 feet away from you as she is hightailing it out of here as soon as she can. This is a death sentence. There is no way she's surviving this. What would you like to do, Father Ulysses?
and I think I shall cast.
Final moment. Any saving
I'm
throws?
going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Ooh. Does the Mind Flayer have counter spell? Luckily for you, they do not. All right. You cast Spirit Guardians. I assume radiant damage.
Yes.
It's
15.
yeah, it's only like 15 foot whatever radius around you.
A distance of 15 feet for the duration.
Hilariously, it counts. It gets the Mind Flayer at the start of their turn.
Map's not coming up on roll 20, but all the names are. I might have to duck out of.
That's fine.
Roll
I'll control
20.
your character for now. We're coming towards the end anyway. Okay, so you cast a spell. Are you moving in any way? Are you there's a bunch of throws behind you can try and get at the start of your turn, or you've currently got the Mind Flare, but you can either get the Mind Flare or the throws. You can't get both. Who would you like to capture in this when they start their turn?
I would actually like to try and catch the Mind Flayer.
If you want.
Cool. So either stay where you are, move a bit closer, or do what you want.
To be fair, the thralls they can't get to you unless they move into it anyway. Piper, it is your turn then. What would you like to do? I'm assuming that you're being immune to this and that you aren't burning to death.
Yeah, you can specify like allies.
Oh yeah, I know that. I'm assuming Father Ulysses counts you as an ally at this point.
I mean, Piper could be neutral for all I know.
No, she's not
But
attached
anyway.
yet. So,
But yes, what would you like to do for your turn?
seeing these thralls coming up behind us, and the Mind Flayer the other side, she's gonna say shit and start wild shaping again. So she can bonus action wild shape.
Ooh, are you Moondruid?
I am Moondruid.
Nice.
And so she's gonna wild shape into an Allosaurus,
Okay.
which is a large dinosaur.
Go ahead and up your character to large.
And she is gonna. Which one would she go for? I think it's only the one attack that an Allosaurus gets.
Yeah, just their bite or their claw.
Yeah. So she's gonna run to this guy and bite at him.
All right, go for it.
And that is 24 to hit and 18 piercing.
Well, with his 9 hit points, he's fucking dead.
So she grabs him, like picks him up and flails him around ragdoll, and then could she like fling him towards one of the others?
You can flavor-wise. Unfortunately, you couldn't mechanically.
Yeah.
Well, you can mechanically. You can't do any damage to them.
Yeah. It's just more of an intimidation thing.
All right. Are you moving back into the Spirit Guardians, or are you staying out?
She's just within the Spirit Gardens at the minute.
Sorry, what? Are you moving 10 feet in so they have to come in to attack you, or because they can still?
She'll move back,
Yeah.
back with
What point would have I designated who was uninfected and who was affected?
when you cast it.
When you're casting.
Yeah, I would have went with the assumption that because Piper had
Oh,
helped
yeah.
me,
Yeah, that's like
he
I just
wouldn't
took that
be
for granted.
affected.
Because if you didn't do that, that'd be a dick move.
Yeah.
And we here at Alterra like to have a fun cooperative role-telling, storytelling experience.
Mhm.
Well, the DM murders them by putting them in a cage. Apparently, if I ever want to kill the players, it's just put them in a cage, take away their weapons.
Oh yeah, of course. And yeah, so after she flings them, she's gonna like move back in towards Ulysses and just snarl at the other guards or thralls.
Let's see. They just watched you like single-handedly just kill them. I think they're gonna back away and let the Mind Flayer hand. Like this is a little beyond their pay grade. And then Fire doesn't like to waste resources. So he's gonna keep them back until he starts getting into trouble, and then he'll like call them forward. But more importantly, that takes us to the Mind Flayer's turn, as he needs to make a save at the start of his turn for Spirit Guardians, which I believe is a Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah,
What's his
DC
wisdom?
14.
Oh, nice, he's got proficiency. That is 17. He
Makes
takes
it.
half damage. Roll your 3d8 radiant damage. You should probably actually put his health on him too.
There we are. So that's 11, so it would be 5.
He takes 5 radiant damage and seems to be annoyed. What is the range? It's the 60-foot cone. Yep, he's just gonna mind blast you. That's what he's gonna do. That's why he's here. He is gonna like telepathically link up with the both of you and send a message out to both of your brains, being, such a shame. I bet your brains would have tasted so nice. What a waste. Still, you've killed too many of my puppets. Goodbye. And I need you both to make me an intelligence saving throw as psychic energy erupts from his maw and begins thundering down at your head.
Seriously?
Ooh, that's not looking good.
How many? I've lost count of how many nat ones I've rolled tonight.
Yep, no. Apparently this is, Piper is
6.
not a lucky
Shit.
halfling. You are gonna take both of this. Oh, fucking this stuns you for a minute. Yeah, you're dead. I'm sorry. This is how the session's ending. You both take 17 psychic damage. And you are both stunned for a minute. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turn. Unfortunately, because you are stunned, I do believe you lose concentration, because that's why monks are OP, which means Father Ulysses, your spell also drops.
That's fair enough.
Yep. Okay, so here's the problem. Do you want me to roll the next round or two? We are at exactly 9 o'clock, but you're both stunned. He's about to send all of his thralls in to attack you, and then he himself. Well, you'll get a chance actually. Let me check what the initiative order is, because you two are literally right after the Mind Flayer. So there is a very slim chance, because this is at the end of your turns. that you might get out of this and not get like advantaged hit against. So, let's check that first. Both of you, since you will be at the end of your turns anyway. Give me a repeat the saving throw. So give me an intelligence saving throw again. And if you fail these, I think you might just be dead.
Well, probably
19 for Piper.
16.
Okay. So you both do succeed, which means there is no, wild shape isn't concentration.
Nope.
Cool. At the end of his turn, he also gets to roll a d6 to recharge. Okay, so that's not recharge. Okay, so there's a chance you might survive. Enough to run away. But the thralls are going to run back in. They were still 30 feet. Let's see. 10, 20. Yeah, they're still 30 feet from you. And they're just going to start whacking on Piper. 10, 20. Yeah, it's a little crap, but they can get in. So 4 attacks against Piper. Plus 3. There's a 13 hit your Allosaurus.
That's the AC, so yep.
Shit, I actually have to roll damage now. Okay, so let's see if I can take down this Allosaurus. How many wild shapes you got after this? Is it just the 2?
This is the last one, yeah.
Alright, so if this goes down, you are pretty much fucked.
Yep.
Cultist. It was a +1, that's what it was. 2 slashing damage.
Take it.
Ooh, another hit for 5 slashing damage.
Take it.
There's 4 of them. Oh, wait, no, it's supposed to be No, it's +3 to hit.
Yep.
13 to hit.
Meets it, beats it.
Then another 5 slashing damage.
Take it.
And the 4th guy, a 6 to hit.
Miss.
Okay, that's those 4. Interesting. No, that's a waste of a spell. He's not gonna fucking dominate you. It's such a waste of a spell for 2, what he conceives to be low-level guys. What is this, like, natural attack? Does he just, like, float over to you and tentacle whack? Yeah, he's gonna slap you in the face with a tentacle. He's gonna, like, float down to Father Ulysses. And he is just gonna tentacle
This is
attack
where
you.
I'm gonna die.
So he's got a +7 to hit, a 9 to hit.
This is
He only gets 1 attack.
I'm
Okay.
crying.
Father Ulysses, you actually do get 1 more round then, because he didn't manage to finish you, but at the end of turn he is going to do a d6. He does get his Mind Blast ready for next round. Ooh, Father Ulysses, what would you like to do? It's your turn again and you are no longer stunned.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast Mass Healing Words at 4th level.
4th level, okay.
What did I say that was?
I mostly just want to see if you survive for next week.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
6.
as you're doing that, you're noticing Piper crouching down, as if to beckon you onto her back.
That was my bonus action, and for my action, I'm going to enhance ability
You can
on
only
myself.
Remember, you cannot cast a bonus spell and an action spell in the same turn. It can either be a leveled spell and a cantrip, or you need action surge.
That's what I'll do.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna
slap him.
cast.
Do paladins even have cantrips?
He's a cleric, no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're a cleric. Oh, I think you're a paladin.
I'm gonna cast Resistance.
Prevent it on saves? No. That's pretty
As
good if you know my
touch one willing creature. Once before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to one saving throw of its choice. It can roll the die before or after the save. Then the spell ends.
But you do notice Piper is kind of gesturing you onto their back so they can start running away. Do you take it? Do you get on Piper's back?
Yes, yeah, I should actually.
So when you did the mass healing words, did you target Piper with that as well, or was that just you?
It's like 60 feet, so yeah, she would have been in it.
How much was that?
Was
again, sorry?
there... Yeah, was there a modifier for that?
That was 6.
I guess plus 3. So yeah, 6 extra health for Piper. Piper, it's your turn.
Okay. Did Ulysses jump on the back?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So 6 for that. Then, as a bonus action, I'm going to expend one of my 4th level slots and heal myself for 4d8. If I'm reading that right, for the Moon Druid thing.
Yep, we'll say yes for now. I'm pretty sure that's right. Especially because we're coming towards the end here.
That was. Why did I roll? How many was that? That was 8. Why did I roll 8? I meant to do 4d8. Sorry. So, heal myself an extra 14. And then, because an Allosaurus has a movement of 60 foot, gonna dash for 120 past everyone and just out the camp.
Now, of course, this is going to take 4 opportunity attacks from the thralls. Are you fine with this?
Yep.
Let's see here. I'm assuming I think it's 12 doesn't hit, so that's 2 hits.
Yep, 2 hits.
Let's see if these. So we'll do 2d6 plus 2 here. 10 slashing damage combined.
It's fine.
And that puts you 120 away.
Mm-hmm. So
Put you
would be dashing like down to here and then across.
Yeah, you just like catch up with the running NPC who's still running.
So she's running, and then all of a sudden a dinosaur with a man on a back just runs past them.
He is hovering. Can he like shortcut you, I wonder? 10, 20. Oh, he does have 60 movement. You realize he starts going up, and he wasn't actually just like hovering across the ground, he was flying.
Okay.
It was 120, so I think you're just within reach.
Mm-hmm. Because yeah, they would go as the crow flies, and
yeah. So we're gonna do a little bit of a scenic attack here. As he begins like flying over the trees and is like chasing you in the air as he's looking down at you, he only gets 1 attack as he recharged it last turn. I'm going to give you both advantage on this to effectively mimic the fact that you're dodging out of the way, even though it's an intelligence save.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to get 1 final mind blast on you before you're able. If you survive this, you are able to run far enough away to get away from him. If you don't, well, you're both fucked. So a advantage intelligence saving throw, DC 15. It mostly only matters if Piper saves this, but I guess Ulysses could die on your back. Now, you still take half damage. So Piper, how much hit points does your Allosaurus have now that you've healed?
currently at 32.
32? Okay, I actually think you're pretty safe. I don't think I can get this high. You do take 13 psychic damage.
I think this is
Uh,
where I could die.
And Ulysses, I'm going to need an intelligence saving throw because you could be taking 27 psychic damage.
14.
Now remember, you do have a
You
D4.
said
If you- 15, DC 15, you have a D4,
Got
which
this
automatically
one.
gets a 1. So because you cast resistance, I can't believe fucking resistance is coming into play. Do you know nobody ever uses resistance? It's arguably one of
Really?
the weakest cantrips
Yeah.
in the game. But somehow,
It's 'cause
Neil,
I could take like 4 cantrips.
Mhm.
you've
This is
managed to
like
pick the exact
basically all of them.
situation where resistance has come in clutch. How much health have you got left? And I hope the answer is more than 13.
Oh,
Oh. As you take half damage, it didn't matter. Well, at least you're not stunned. As you take half damage for 13 psychic damage.
so that was 6.
No, it's 27 half to
Oh,
16. You've already...
27, yeah.
Unfortunately, while Piper is running away... By the way, do you grab this NPC like by the mouth with you, or do you just leave them? It's Piper's decision. Ulysses is unconscious on your back now.
Yeah, she'd probably like go to like open her mouth just to like have her jump in essentially.
On.
That's fair. It's fair enough. I almost just need to know if you abandon her or if you want to deliberately take her with you.
Yeah.
Because the NPCs are optional allies.
Yeah.
Or hindrances, depending on their personalities. But with that, this is where we're gonna bring it to an end. Luckily, Piper manages to stay running with 120 foot, and eventually you are able to outpace the Mind Flayer, who cuts their losses after a little bit of time. It was fun toying with you, but he mostly was capturing you to make slaves of you, or to eat your brains. I'm pretty sure he's just gonna eat your brains. And he doesn't care that much about his food. When he has bigger eyes, he has bigger prizes in his eyes. But yes, with that, as the jungle comes to night and you slip away, you have escaped the camp of the Mind Flayer at the entrance of the Temple of the Pink Serpent. We never got into the temple, unfortunately. But I will leave it up to you two whether or not you want to continue this adventure and try to stealthily get into the temple. Although I think the downside here, I think it will be canonically he will already be in the temple searching because of the delay.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, he gets a head start on you instead of you getting a head start on him, which is the loss condition for this. Well, other than death, the other loss condition, which you just die. But I'll leave it up to you whether or not you want to short or long rest, depending on how much of a leadway he gets. He might have just literally stolen the crystal by the time you get there, if you rest long enough. But with that, we're going to end that for today. This has been Alterra One Shots Template, or Temple of the Pink Serpent, as our party has just very narrowly, by the edge of their teeth, escaped and survived, captured by a Mind Flayer and their cohort of enthralled humans. These have been my fantastic players. I've been your DM. This is Alterra. Tune in next week, where potentially we'll be doing part 2 or something else. Who knows? We'll see who's available and who wants to do what. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for playing. If you enjoyed this, follow us. If you didn't enjoy it, follow us anyway and tell other people to follow us. Good night.
Bye.
Night.